Hey, welcome back again to Auto Transport Intel. I'm Jay. I'm the car hauling dispatcher. You are watching Auto Transport Intel on its Tuesday night again, alright? So, I'm clicking the buttons, I'm running the switcher and the slides, and you're here. So let me know, do me a favor, will you let me know if there's trouble with the stream? So I had to reinstall. Okay, but it looks okay. Everything looks okay. And I saw a message there from Rob that he had trouble getting the stream, but I'm pretty sure I'm live right now. So I'm going to continue under that assumption. So I want to welcome you guys back to the show. And, listen, I made a new slide here. If you're new to the show, you should know this. Okay, all right. So this is the beginning of the show. We're at 0 right now. And I'm going to, I'm going to say hello. I'm going to look at the live chat. I'm going to talk about what the show's about, my interviews, channel packages, industry news. We're going to do all that intro stuff. So if you don't want to watch that, that's no problem at all. Just skip ahead to the 30-minute mark. You can just skip on the timeline. It'll be right about there or so. And that's where the first interview with Hotshot Dave is going to be. And I'm also going to try on the suggestion of Don, actually, to create a replay summary in the comments below so you can just jump ahead, because I know this is a really long show. The second interview, it'll be at about 1 hour mark. Now, we're going to talk to Hotshot Dave. He runs a trucking company, and he leased on a driver. So we're going to talk to him first about his experience with that, why he made that choice. We're going to talk about some pros and cons of leasing on versus starting up an owner-operator car hauling business and just going for it on your own. Then we're going to, at the 1 hour mark, we're going to talk to Nathan, and he is an owner-operator, a new owner-operator, and we're going to hear why he did that, how it's going from him. And then our third interview at the 1:30 mark is going to be Ron, which is actually the driver that leased on to Hotshot Dave. So, yeah, we're easily going to run into a 2+ hour show. I know it. The show goes so long, and that's just the way it is. So, welcome back to the show, you guys. I do appreciate it. And I created that slide that I just showed because I've had a couple comments like, dude, get to the point. What's going on here? What are you doing? And I mean, it's a live show. I can't help the flow, nor would I really want to change it, because we are settling in for another Tuesday night. I know that some guys are out there driving. You've got your mobile hotspots, and you're just driving and listening to Auto Transport Intel, and that is really cool. I really appreciate that. Also, I know that as I move into the future of this program, it's likely that I could be filling like a longer time slot. If you tune into some like longer format radio shows, I mean, they go like 3 hours, so that might be a good format for me. So we'll see. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. But I do want to say hello to the one and only. Welcome back to the show. Thanks for joining the show and being a faithful subscriber to the show. I really appreciate that. Dave Williams, howdy Dave. Always good talking to you, buddy. So thanks for tuning in and saying hello. Irvine Transport, it is that time. It is Tuesday night. Yes, it is. So thank you for joining the show. Big Papa. And you guys know I'm over here. I'm looking in the chat. You know that's what I'm doing over here. Big Papa, Iron Horse Transport. Okay, welcome to the show. Now, I think I've seen you in here, Big Papa, but you guys have to excuse me. I'm starting to, the names and the actual names and the screen names, and I'm getting kind of confused. But that's okay. I'm having fun doing it. Rob Mason, welcome to the show. I'm glad you're able to get the stream. Jesse, JJK. And I'm telling you, I can't remember actual names versus screen names. I'll have to make a show, actual names versus actual delivery. So welcome to the show, man. Thanks for tuning in. Mike, welcome back to the show. I'm always glad to hear how things are going with you. By the way, guys, I'm way behind on phone calls and emails, and that's a good thing. So if I haven't returned your call or your email yet, I apologize. I will try to get to you. Stay with me. Daniel Gamboa, what's up from Gamboa Global Transport in Riverside? What up? All right, you know what, Daniel, and I appreciate that kind of shout out. There is a lot of education happening here. That's one of my main goals. I mean, I don't know everything, obviously, but I am trying to share the knowledge if I don't already have it. And I actually have a new video coming out. I just finished editing top 5 car hauling load boards. That's coming out in the next several days. I'm not sure when exactly. That's going to be awesome. I think you guys are going to really like that. Silver Mint, hello, welcome to the show. Mark Arnold, hey, thanks for responding to my message. Yeah, man, I'm happy to help. Thanks for commenting. If you haven't done it yet, please hit the like button. If you are so inclined, go ahead and share this video. Comment below the video after the fact. And yeah, all those things are really helpful to the channel. And I mean, I really appreciate it. I really do. Trucking Answers, what's up, Mark? Man, I'm telling you, we're on to something here. This network is happening. Let's see. Okay, it's looking good over there. That's awesome. And what else we got? One and only, and James. Evening, everyone. What's up, James? Thanks for joining the show. That's awesome. I just saw your Facebook comment, and Facebook is cool. And I just said Facebook is cool. I just said that live. Man, I'm gonna totally lose subscribers now. But actually, Facebook and YouTube, the combination is actually working pretty well for me and this channel. Viper Transport and Towing, what's up, Vinny? Welcome back to the show. Miguel Valle, what's up? All right. Surge Android. I'm not even sure what that means. Surge Android, but Sergey Android. Okay, for a second I thought it was Surge. Sergey Android, welcome to the show. I appreciate it. I think it's your first time here, and I officially welcome you. And Miguel, I think I've seen you in here before. JC Smith Projects, welcome to the show, of course, becoming a regular viewer. Haters gonna hate. Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? Actually, you know what? I gotta say this. I don't want to jinx myself. But we seem to be on a pretty even keel. I guess because I don't think I'm overcharging, which seems to be a big no-no. There's a guy that just put up that he's got like a new car hauling business offering. Man, he's getting hammered in the comments. But I think his price is way too high. I don't know. That's the feedback that I'm seeing. And it's just an opinion and hearsay. What else we got here? Paul from Max Transport, welcome to the show, man. Thanks for tuning in. I hope to give you a call. See, if you're a new viewer, you're like, man, he's only 10 minutes into the show and he's still talking to his audience. You're darn right. You're darn right I am, man. This is what it's all about. Hey, what's up, Johnny Delagarza? Welcome back to the show, man. I appreciate it. M Fields, hey, it's Key from Exclusive Luxury Transport. Okay, cool. Yeah, we talked. Las Vegas, thanks for the consultation. You got your DOT and MC number. Awesome. Yeah, we had a really good consultation. I'm going to talk about the channel support packages in a minute, but yeah, I really do enjoy those, and I appreciate your support. I really do. It's going to a good place. Orlando Almazan, what's up? Car hauler in the making. All right. Great, man. Let me know if I can help you. I'll trade you a like for a comment and education, so I'll do what I can. Let's see here. Hotshot Dave, what's up in the house? Hotshot Dave's going to be on the show in about 20 minutes. Rob, I'm starting your own company very soon. Okay, cool, man. I hope I can help. Crypto Trucker, what's up? Yes, Crypto. Thanks for commenting and participating in the show. Nathan Transport's in the house. What's up, Nathan? Marius Ross says hello. All right, Marius. And, man, if you're watching, like, if you've been watching for a while, you're seeing this live chat pick up. You're seeing this channel pick up. It's kind of cool, isn't it? It's really pretty cool. Craig Pippin, boo on Facebook. Hated everything else is great, but Facebook sucks. Okay, I'm cool with that. I don't own any stock, although I wish I did. Mike, MBT up in this piece. What's up, Mike? All right, welcome to the show, man. What do you think of Facebook, Mike? Crypto Trucker, what your truck I could start with? I'm just starting out and have about 10,000. Okay, hey, this is a great time. I'm glad I just read that. If anybody has advice for crypto or, as the live chat through that's why it's a 2+ hour show, so you guys can chat amongst yourselves. You know, I think it's a great part about this show. So if someone can offer some advice, hit the like button. Thank you, Vinny. I appreciate that. I really do. James, good luck. Rob just went through that earlier this year. Let me know if you have any questions. See, I was just talking about that. Thank you, James. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so now that we've gotten some hellos going, let's talk about some channel support packages. What is going on here? All right, so oh dang it, I was gonna do the big reveal. I did each one last. That's all right. You know what? This is live, so you got to roll with the punches. I got 4 packages. I got the gate pass. I gave you a 45-minute consultation. I got the greenhorn. I give you a 90-minute consultation. I got the mix, which you get your Auto Transport Intel T-shirt. I need 30 days to deliver, by the way, because I'm still waiting on the first round of shirts till I get this sucker ramped up. Oh, and I got the business cards. Check it out. Brand new. This is the big reveal. This is the first time you guys are seeing this card. So it's kind of cool. You know, it might be a little hard to read. You know, when you buy business cards that first time, and you're like, are they going to come out great? Actually, I really like the way they look. It's just that you kind of have to, I got the metallic glossy, so you have to shine them in the light. I think what I'll do is I'll do another round of just the regular matte with like maybe raised print or something, but man, I really like the cards. So if you get the mix, you get some business cards, you get the consultation and a t-shirt. Listen, if you're new, do the gate pass or the greenhorn. And if you really want to help support me, not only do you want the mix, move that on up to the VIP and get you a mug as well. By the way, I got a mug here. Yeah, isn't that cool? So I'm gonna, actually I had an idea. I'm gonna make a commercial with the mug. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. And if you do the VIP, you get a spot on a future show, so that's cool too. Now listen, in the consultations, especially in 1 and 2, I'm gonna make sure you've already gone through the 20 steps of car hauling. I'm gonna make sure you know about improving highway safety. You are welcome to ask me about power units and trailers. If I don't know the answer, I do have a great expert at my disposal that we'll tap into. I'll help you with route planning. We'll do some load board searches. I can send you and email you load board searches. I can get you a dispatcher. I can get you easy peasy, whatever. But the point is that I really believe in these consultations. And I actually, these programs were creative things. These programs were created out of things that I'm already doing. And so I just went ahead and created the packages because instead of asking for super chats, which are great, but YouTube takes 30% of that, and that's too much. So you're helping to support the channel, and I want to say this is that one of the purposes of this channel again is to not only help educate, help communicate, and help create more of a car hauling community. I'm not the end-all be-all voice of the car hauling community, but I'm trying to help improve our car hauling community and ultimately help us take some of the power back of the carrier rates that are being thrown around. I support drivers. I believe drivers should get the lion's share of the money that gets paid by the customer for the transport, and ultimately I want to educate transport car shipping customers. So that's a lot to do, and I can't do it by myself, but I think we're well on our way. Now we are, speaking of, it's 8:15, so let's go ahead and jump into some industry news. I know I've missed some of the live chat participation that's been happening in the past few minutes, but that's okay. Alright, I can't read them all, but I actually copy and paste the live chat and then I look at it later. So and if you want to send me a message, you can email me autotransportintel@gmail.com, and let's talk. So let's do some industry news here. Okay, what's industry news? What is he doing? I get this stuff off of Facebook. It's one of the things that I like about Facebook, and let's tell you what. I had to redo what I call these my skins, and I had to do a full reinstall on my laptop. Man, so I had to redo all this stuff so I can, move it around. As I like to say, I am the switcher. I actually enjoy some of the technical aspects of production, but it does become tedious. And I mean, I literally spend the whole day Tuesday. I don't even dispatch on Tuesdays hardly anymore, although I did book some cars today. So it's against my better sensibilities. Okay, what is he talking about? Obviously, you've already read this by now. I do like memes. Memes are cool. Send me your memes. Send me your stuff. Hello, DOT. Just saw a driver take a 30-minute break at the rest area. By the way, I love this meme. I think it's hilarious. Got a job delivering parts to the oil field. I guess you could say that I'm pretty much oil field now. Yeah, I like this meme. Okay, dispatch, dude. See, this one hits home. But hey man, dispatchers be like, now I gotta go to work and do exactly the same thing. Okay, man. Hey, listen, I'm a dispatcher. I can roll with the punches. It's pretty true. So I'd be playing Fortnite if I could get away with it. And by the way, I keep the show clean because I like to stay monetized. I don't want to get kicked off YouTube. So I skipped over that one word. All right, whoever you are taking the cheap freight out of North Dakota to Minnesota, you need to knock it off. Saw that on Facebook. Thought it was pretty good. Actually, Vinny sent me this. This is a Cars Arrive load. That's rare for Cars Arrive to do that. Can you guys read that? Not real well. That says 2016 VW Golf, Grand Rapids to Manheim, PA, paying 37 cents a mile. Yeah, that's not a good paying load. Look at the other loads. If you can see it, 96, 91, 87, 87, buck 22, 80, 77. What happened to 37? What's up with that? Because, Cars Arrive usually has pretty good paying loads. I don't know. Somebody snuck it in there. They probably used to work at a different brokerage. Oh, okay. I don't care. This is pretty funny. I don't care what day of the week it is or what time of night. Atlanta, you just can't get it together, can you? They need a highway that just completely goes over Atlanta with no exits. Seriously, man. I'm not in Atlanta traffic. I'm in the Kansas City area. But I have heard that Atlanta is just really, really difficult when it comes to traffic. 37 going down a toll road. Yeah, no doubt. Amen. What's up with that? Oh, let me tell you. This one really gets me. Okay. Man, I got to get some ELD Kool-Aid on this one. Attention. Tuesdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. No one will be allowed to pick up vehicles from the main lot. Come on. You do know about my ELD egg timer, right? Like I got to keep on driving. Like I'm 0 hours on my egg timer. I got to keep on driving. What are you talking about? You mean auctions, like major auctions, haven't figured out how to conduct normal business and interact with transporters? You got to shut down the whole place? I know. I don't understand your business model. I really don't. Please come on the show and explain it to me. I'm begging you. I am begging the major. I want major auction houses to come on this show and explain this to me because I don't get it. And I want repo lot owners to come on the show and explain that to me because I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I can't get it through my thick skull. Okay, failed a CDL test, became a dispatcher. That's two dispatcher jokes, people. That's bees. The auction houses are getting out of control. I guess they're owned by the repo lots. I don't know, man. It's crazy. Oh, by the way, what's he got? Does he have truck nuts? He's got Road Warrior spikes, death mufflers, and truck nuts. All right. Definite dispatcher. Okay. Well, there would be no need to strap that down. So, that's going to save some time. Sweet. I would not fill out the bill of lading. I'd skip that part. Okay. It's important to do your DVIR. And then ring up a bill for $787? Okay. Man, truck maintenance is no joke, man. I definitely, on a dispatcher salary, could not afford that. Okay. He says he's hauling sailboat fuel, but his trailer is empty. I know it's an old joke, but it's a good one. It's pretty funny. It does look like that does look like a truck taking a drink out of the ocean. That does look like that. But I guess is he driving off the barge? How did that happen? What's up with that? What happened next? I think I know. I think I know what happened next. It's funny how, isn't that funny how a truck can look like an animal taking a drink? Strange. That sucks. Dude. Did anybody check the curb weight? Not the curb weight, but I mean, you know, the GVRW or maybe the, I mean, why would you put that much rock in that little short bed? Come on, man. That guy's a dispatcher. See, that's 3 dispatcher jokes. Okay. I like this one. This is gonna get delivered from the Copart to a gangster in the Bronx. I think that's real. I don't know. That can't be real. It's pretty funny, though. I like that. That's what industry news is all about. Thanks, ELD. Thanks for understanding. And that's the construction that, oh my goodness. That blows. Somebody just drove over that cone in frustration. This happened today, actually. You see this, and the reason I'm putting this on the screen, and not out of enjoyment, but this explains, I mean, do you want to lease on or be an owner-operator? Now, I realize this problem doesn't have a direct impact on that kind of question, so maybe I should just throw the question out. But the reason I say it is, this business is so risky that, I mean, how much risk do you want to take on? How much expenses and how much risk do you want to take? Because, I mean, there's plenty for you to have. Don likes to say the best way to make a small fortune in trucking is to start with a large fortune. Oh, man. See? There's another one, man. That's ugly. That was on Facebook a few days ago. Man, that is just... By the way, somebody said, where are the straps at? Are there... Like, those cars just flew off, man. It's like, you know... It's like, Kiki, do you love me? That's what they were doing, Kiki, do you love me? Dang it. That thing just catches on like wildfire. And then that happens. Okay, so I think I need to get a dispatch person because my eyes hurt from looking at Central. This came from, gosh, was that Nathan? Dang it, I can't keep track. I cannot keep track of what's happening. Yeah, that was, I think that was Nathan. Ah, dang it, I can't keep track. Oh, sheesh. Okay. I just can't keep track, man. That's why when I do consultations, I take notes. I have to. Summer cleaning. I thought that was interesting. It's an interesting picture. I don't know. Do you guys wash your trucks? How often do you wash your trucks? I know you do wash them, but how often do you wash your trucks? And I thought this was interesting too. You know, this isn't something that, you know, people get so frustrated driving behind truckers, right? Think about the trucker, man, right? Nobody thinks about what the trucker's going through. Leave it to a flatbed to screw up his climb, right? You know, I'll flash my brights, you can move over, I'll leave that middle lane, or, you know, whatever, man, come on. Or you know, I don't know how you do it, because people, you know, you're driving down the road, and they got to get around you, get right in front of you, and they get, you know, I mean, come on, man. Just drive, dude. It's not a video game. And then that was sent to me by Sean at Ocean Roads. Got that. Took that picture. That was you. That was you, Nathan. I knew it. I got it. I told you I can't remember. That was my backup, but I thought it was you. Okay. So, Sandro says, so this happens on every 2 to 3 cars out of 10. On used cars, lease returns. He goes, he sees the car has a lot of damages, inspects it, goes back to the dealer, and the dealer says, we don't sign that. The BOL. We don't sign anything on that car. Why is that? It is. Why is that? So on this Mitsubishi Outlander, I wanted to get the signature because it has a cracked tail light, delivering to customer, so I hope they won't complain. or entrust me in or the application I use for the inspection. It is weird why dealers refuse to sign condition reports on the pickup. You hear about it all the time. At an auction, okay, Joe Schmo employee or whatever, okay, he's just going to stamp it, no signature or put an X or whatever. But a dealer, why won't a dealer sign it? I mean, I'm assuming there's a lawyer in an office somewhere that advised him not to sign anything. Because, why take any legal obligation or risk you don't have to? But again, a dealer? I don't know. Isn't that part of... Can I get a dealer on the show to explain that for me? Man, we need a lot of people on the show. All right, introducing the next generation of transport automotive from Cars Arrive. Are you guys getting excited? Who got this email? I had several people send me this email that Cars Arrive is doing something fantastic. Making the most out of the innovative blah blah. No, I like that was not even cool, man. I like Cars Arrive. I really do like Cars Arrive. So I'm excited to see what Cars Arrive is coming up with next. In fact, let's see. We got a couple things happening here. We got a couple bulletins and notices. Central Florida Auto Transport Parts and Repair. Have you guys seen this? That Central Florida Auto Transport Parts and Repair out of Winter Garden, Florida. I've gotten several emails from them, so, why not? I haven't talked to them. I don't know anything about it. Can't endorse it, but it does exist. So, there you go. We're ready. What? Ready Auto Transport. Relocating to serve you better. Okay. You guys see this one? Ready Logistics and Central Dispatch are part of Mannheim's NN Wholesale Solutions, etc. So the new location and hours of operation they're still in Phoenix. Now Central was already in Phoenix, Ready was already in Phoenix, but now they're together in Phoenix. I believe that's what this email is saying. So number 1 load board and number 2 load board just joined forces under the Cox Automotive Behemoth umbrella. Why did he do that, honey? Because if you have that many companies under one umbrella, you have a very deep voice. I think. I mean, it's a very, very large corporation. Even just me talking about it is like, I got to double check and make sure I want to make that kind of decision. But the decision is made. Ship.Cars, by the way. Ship.Cars has a July 2018 product update. So what I'm going to do is we'll take a commercial break in between a couple of the interviews. I'm going to run that video. We're going to watch it together. Ship.Cars has some exciting updates and features, I got to say. I'm very excited again about my upcoming top 5 car hauling load boards video, because I cover the top 5, Central, Ready, Cars Arrive, Metro, United Road, and I throw in a bonus number 6 of Ship.Cars, because I think it's really important, and this is the time to start talking about the state of the current load board, because I think things are about to change up a little bit, and we're already seeing emails about that. We're seeing, and there was an Acertus feedback email. Did you guys get that email that Acertus is looking for feedback? What's Acertus? Anybody know what Acertus is? Yeah, let me know. I'll just tell you. Jay, why don't you just tell us? Okay. Acertus is the new name for Metrogistics. If you didn't know that Metrogistics is now Acertus. Let's go to metrogistics.com. By the way, I do have the load boards open. Oh, you can't see it. Hey, Jay, we can't see what's going on. What's up with that? Let's go to, okay, yeah. So here we go. So if you go to Metrogistics, interesting. Let's do this. Let's do that. Okay, so if you go to metrogistics.com, you'll see that Metrogistics is now Acertus. I don't know why. By the way, there is like an Acertus Health. Let's just do that. Let's do that. Who does this? Acertus. Acertus Consulting Group. Metrogistics is now Acertus. See, Acertus Consulting Group, I think, is different. I don't know. I also found, so Acertus is a trademark of Metrogistics. There's Acertus on Twitter. I think there's an Acertus Health. I don't know. Is it all the same thing? Is the Certus going to be the mecha warrior against Cox, fighting above the city? That's hilarious. Oh, no. I can't believe I just did that. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Cool. Okay, let's get to our first interview. All right, it's 8:32, so I'm not doing too bad. Let's make a phone call. Metrogistics is top 5. Yeah, man. Awesome. Awesome. I want to hear more about what you think of that. Top 5 load board, Marius. Name me 5 load boards in order, please. I'd like to know what your top 5 are. Because when you think about it, it's not that easy. Actually, it kind of gets easy, but I don't know.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man?
Hey, so, Hotshot. Yo, what's up, Hotshot? Huh?
Go ahead. Do your thing.
No, man. You were saying something and I cut you off rudely.
All right, so your question about why dealers won't sign.
Yes.
Those cars are lease returns. They have no investment or liability in those cars. You literally just drop them off and turn the keys in. So if you drop a car off and you say there's no damage, and I pick it up and there's a dented back bumper, and the auction says, where did this come from, and the dealer signs for it, the dealer's got to pay for it.
And I believe you're right. I understand what you're saying. I mean, this is a legal situation, right? And
if you do dealer trades, they will.
Right. But if it's a
lease return, because those people send somebody out to do inspections, like Ally Financial that does leases. If I turn my car in, they're going to send their inspectors out to see what's wrong with the car. And the inspector says, this is what's wrong with it, and I pick it up and I find this, and the dealer signs, boom, the dealer's got to pay for it.
Right, and that makes sense.
I'm sure they've been hooked that way before,
and
I'm sure it's not something that just happened.
Right, and so, the dealers, when the dealers are standing around outside the building in the morning, and one of them says to the other, hey, the new guy signed the driver's bill of lading. Did you see that? Right? Like,
right.
The new guy signed the BOL. That's a dealer joke.
Yep.
It's a doozy.
Yep, it's always something.
Now, it's just, but I understand Sandro's point of view too. So I guess there should be like a standard, maybe there should be a different stamp. Lease return.
Pictures is all you can do. I mean, pictures are better than your signature. You know what I mean? Well,
yeah, I mean, true. And we do know that the pickup signature isn't the crucial signature, it's the delivery signature.
Right. Half the time, most of the time I don't even get pickup signatures. But if you don't have a delivery, you get paid.
Right. And I think we can all agree on that. It's just that I think why I brought it up is that why did you bring that up? I think the reason I brought that up is that this is one of the millions of things that you wouldn't know as a new car hauler.
Right.
And now you're like, come on, man, I got to get a signature or I can't get paid. And really, the answer is just write, lease return, refuse to sign.
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's the same reason the auction doesn't sign. Liability, they got paid for it.
Right. That's right. So
hey, go get a Copart to sign the paper for me.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
And they will trash the cars and not even care.
Right. I'm sure, maybe damage happens after it's already sold.
Right there. I've watched them put forks through the doors.
You've watched them do what?
They lift and load with a forklift.
Oh, yeah.
I've watched them put holes right in the doors with the forklift.
And I believe...
Off the bumpers.
Yeah. Dude, I got to get a forklift driver on this show. Can you imagine being a Copart forklift driver?
No, No.
The stuff
I
that you
couldn't.
see, the stuff that you see, the stuff that you do, and the stuff you never talk about, you know?
And the picky truck drivers that you find.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
like this guy over here. If you load my car too far back, you've got to move it. You know, especially if it's an in-out and I don't want it there. Like earlier, I made him move it 2 feet forward.
Right.
So it's just, I need it when I need it, and that's it. So,
Maybe, so I'm going to try, if anybody knows a Copart forklift driver, or an ex-Copart forklift driver, even better yet, so they don't get in trouble with their employer. Because, do you know, I've already had...
dealing with us, I'm sure they want nothing to do with us.
Right.
You know.
They own the repo lot now.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I would do.
But could you imagine if you work all night long, right? And then you get a phone call that says, my driver's coming tomorrow at 9 in the morning. Right? So you work till 5 in the morning, getting cars for people that didn't pay their bills. You go into the line at 9 o'clock, and you get 3 no-call, no-shows. 3 days in a row. That happens.
Oh, you talking about repo?
Right.
Okay.
What are you going to do with your lot? Don't call me before noon anymore, and get you by 4, I'm out of here. That's what I would do. I get it. I do get it.
Okay, but okay, I'm going to say this, man. But that's why you're the owner. Dude, hire somebody. You know, find somebody that can go stand around at the lot, you know, and play video games all day.
We're not that important. They don't care about getting them out of there.
Okay, well, you know.
They get paid for storage.
That's right. We're not that important. Jeez, Dave.
Why would they go out of their way to lose money?
Well, see, and that's why we're talking about it, because now we're asking the real questions, which is, and I think what this comes down to is the load boards, brokers, shippers, whoever, it's the shipper, needs to find a way to incentivize a repo lot to move the car.
Right.
Can we do that? Because I had a major broker shipper telling me that it was frustrating to them that they can't get these repo cars picked up. It was,
I'm sure.
And I said,
know who you're talking about.
And I said, man, I know exactly what you're saying, and that's why I don't understand why you guys don't incentivize the repo lots to get those cars moved. I don't know. You know, whatever. Okay. All right, so what's going on? What are we talking about tonight?
Oh, we're talking about people not understanding what's really going on in this dog-eat-dog world meat and potatoes.
Right.
So the assumption is if I sign on to the big dog trucking, right, I get cheaper insurance. Wrong. I get cheaper fuel. Wrong. Don't get nothing cheaper. The only thing you see is your DOT and your MC number. You save that couple $100. But, in my opinion, what you get and don't deal with is all the BS, how do I want to put it? The expensive learning curve. You know, because, like, I send my driver into something, he knows. If something crazy could happen, you know, he knows of what could happen. Or if it starts to happen, he stops in the middle of everything and calls me. You know, you go start your own authority tomorrow, who you gonna call? You know, there ain't no Ghostbusters in car hauling. You know, unless you pay for a service. Everything's about a service. You pay for everything. You know, and if I understood what I understand now, knew what I knew now, I would give you a percentage of my money to make my life easy. But my ego wouldn't allow that. And I say that all the time.
Well, what's interesting is that it's really interesting that you're talking about that we're talking about this right now. I mean, right now in the live chat, Irvine Transport says, "Is it possible to fill a 5 car being a new car hauler with no ratings?" That is one of the things that we talk. It's not one of the major points.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible, but it's not
How,
likely.
well, how much deadhead are you willing to do?
Well, that's what we're talking about. I mean, that's the thing. Well, what we're talking about. It's not that you can't get filled up.
Look, I have 6 stoves, Jay, so I'm outside because you've never heard me, so I'm not watching the live chat. I can't do it at the moment.
Oh no, that's cool. We're just talking. I'll read them to you. But
okay, but now you've got this whole world of car hauling. Take out all your major players. Take out Ready. Take out Cars Arrive. Take out Metro District. Take out Montway. Take out West Coast Shipping or whatever they're called. Who else? RPM. Take them out.
Right.
I don't even. Is Wholesale Express? Do they have a minimum?
I don't think so, but I don't know if Reindeer is going to work with it either.
No, Reindeer. You ain't working with Reindeer either.
I mean, a lot of the
Take them out.
Right.
You just cut your major players out of your league.
And
that's who my guy because drives a horse for 90% of the time. Because and here's another thing he's got going that he don't have to worry about all COD loads. He doesn't have to worry about it. He can take company checks, because he's not worried about if the check bounces. He gets paid. If he delivers a car, he gets paid. The risk is gone. Now, I have a limit, and, we don't take anything over 7 days pay. I'm not waiting 30 days for my money because I know they didn't wait for their money. They want to be greedy, they can keep that load. But, and now the big guys, they give you your money your next day. Yeah, you have to pay for it factoring, but it is what it is. But he doesn't have that problem. He knows Friday his check's going to be there. It's my problem on how it's going to be there, but it's got to be there.
Right.
How many guys on the road board do you see say, I only do COD? Well, if you only do COD, you're losing, like JMN Logistics and Pasha. They're big players in the new car game. I don't know if you can offer them being new.
Probably not.
Company check.
No, and they're not going to do COD. And that's, I mean, you're absolutely right. I know as a dispatcher that when I'm looking to book cars, if the driver says I can only do COD, oh man, I already had a million constraints because that's how hard. I mean, that's the way it is. But you throw me that constraint, oh brother, I don't know. Plus, if you're new and you don't have ratings, yeah, I don't really know what we're gonna do.
And then your COD isn't always COD.
No.
You get a check on delivery, check bounce. Trust me.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, man, I had 3 Gs wrapped up in bounce checks and crazy nonsense.
Oh man, that blows.
That wasn't his problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
So car hauling and trucking is the only thing where people don't think about the whole kit and caboodle. You don't go open a restaurant and not think about your food costs. You know what I mean?
You know what? A restaurant owner is a pretty good analogy for a trucking business owner because there are so many things to juggle at once.
Right, except my variables are out of this world. If I just dealt with my fixed costs, it's all gravy. I'm riding gravy all the way to the bank. It's the $6,000 that I spent in the last month and a half on this truck that I just bought. Emissions problem, new AC. Well, that compressor only lasted a month.
Wow.
You know, and you now I don't have to do it for my driver, luckily, and I don't know that I could do it for too many people. But if somebody came to me and they're working super, super, super hard, you know, and they're just getting started and something happens, you may have a chance of getting a little help. You know what I mean? So, and you don't have to worry about how many times you sit there and say, I can't even afford fuel money right now.
Oh,
At the
man.
beginning. It's rough.
Yeah. No, I was just talking to a dispatcher when we were talking about a driver that literally was stopped because he was out of money to pay for fuel.
Right? Yep.
That is like, man, that is brutal. So that, excuse me, that is a definite, the cost, right? And I'm going to put that in the cons. I'm kind of working on. I know you can't see it, but I'm working on. I'm kind of writing the skin as we're talking. So
Right.
the PowerPoint slide. I'm going to say owner operator. The owner operator cash flow is you're the only one. You're the bank.
Right. If you own that authority, you're it. You are it. You know, people don't go open a restaurant in their garage with no money, with the food in their kitchen. They don't do it. You know, so how can you do it in car hauling? You know?
It's interesting as we do this. I mean, the reason for this show, and this was your idea, by the way. Your suggest. I think. Am I right about that? I just said. I just said it was.
Because I
Okay.
seen somebody about a week ago, he said, because he tried to lease on to somebody, and they told him $2,000 up front for insurance and X amount a day or a month. He says, well, if I'm paying the same insurance as you, why would I lease on to you? Well, if you have that question, you ain't even ready to book a load yet. If you obviously don't know the ins and outs of this business, you don't know what you're really getting into. Commercial insurance is not like your car insurance where the more trucks, the cheaper. No, if I have 5 trucks on the road, that means I'm probably 40 times more likely, and I don't know the exact number, but like 40 times more likely for something to happen. Like I had no issues before. You know, and the driver I got now is fine. But when my other driver I had, within 2 weeks, I had 2 insurance problems. Boom, 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 right away. Because you're more likely. And if you grow too fast as a company, insurance companies will cancel you. You get canceled due to rapid growth.
I was just yeah. So a new owner operator predominantly pays higher insurance rates too, right?
Well,
No.
not really. It all depends. Now,
Okay.
because I was in my first year, my owner operator. Oh, my owner operator didn't get he didn't get a break because of me being in business so long because we're still in the first pilot. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, if you sign on to somebody that's got 5 years in the business, you may or may not. I don't know if you would, but I would think you'd have a better chance than me. Like my trucks are around 2 G's a month. I don't care what it is. You know, that's what it is.
Right. Okay. Right. So, I mean, for you. So I guess okay. So we've talked about some of the reasons why leasing on is better for the driver. Okay, so as the owner of the company doing the leasing on service, allowing a driver to lease on to you, um, I mean, how do you feel about taking on that additional driver? It's almost like having, another child under your wing. I mean,
Um,
could you take another one on, or do you see doing that, or what's?
I was just talking to my wife. The only thing holding me up right now is I'm at the end of my insurance policy, and I get 2 free months. So if I can say you sign on to me right now, you probably have to pay about $8,000 today to get on my insurance policy. So I can't get anybody on because it's at the end of the policy.
So
I am considering leasing on a couple trucks and falling on. But, like my wife doesn't see me coming out of this truck. And I get it, but, I just don't know what I'm going to do. I will probably at least take one, because I have her dispatching and doing the bookwork, but, so that's a decision that I can't make alone because I can't just drive. Another truck is it's not just the booking the cars. It's so much more. I don't even know how to explain, but it's a big risk, and it's for a new car. So many people say, I won't do it because of my DOT number. They're scared to ruin their DOT number. And I get it. But, it's like anything else in life.
well, and so
You're going to gamble, and you're going to, you know what I mean? You're just going to stay stagnant.
and here's a con for one of the reasons why not to lease on. One of the ways you could look at it is because you still have to pay your truck, trailer, and insurance payment, and you're only getting a percentage of the gross revenue. However, the other side of that coin is the lease on can work while learning to be a car hauler, right?
Right. But, and I don't really want to talk numbers, so to speak.
Yeah, sure.
I pretty much, what my owner pays me is above, he's still making because, just like you make your own money. You negotiate, so I can load him. I know how to load better than he knows how to load. So I can, get better property and loads because I understand all of the logistics and all that. Like an average person probably going to make 35 to 40 grand a week, roughly. So if you bring that as an owner up, you really, it's 6.5 in one hand and a half dozen in the other.
Right. So, I'll tell you what, Acme, I hear see your question. Let's hold off on that for a second. Keep that in mind, because we want to just talk theory before we get into numbers. And we're not going to get into specific numbers, but we can do some ranges. But I want to hold off on that for the moment. I want to hold off on ranges because I did, like in my dispatching show, that if you didn't see it last week, I talked about why I have a dispatcher, and I actually gave a range of pay to a dispatcher, which is something I really don't talk about very often.
It just can be so controversial.
Well, it is controversial, and so that's a tough thing. But giving a range, at least giving a neighborhood of an idea, is fair. So, I'm trying to be fair, but yeah, I know, it's tough stuff. So, all right, so listen, we've talked about pros and cons of owner-operator versus lease-on. Is there anything you wanted to add that we didn't talk about? Like, we talked about 2 months insurance, ability to learn, ability to earn while you learn. Okay, so another pro, yep, you can start hauling for major brokers immediately. I'll tell you what, and another pro would be that you mentioned this earlier, knowledge and lanes.
Right. And it all comes down to, the art of, how to load a truck, how to dispatch yourself. Well, you don't need a dispatcher. If you pay to lease on, you should not have to pay a dispatcher fee. If me as a fleet owner wants to use a dispatcher, that's either included in my percentage or I pay it. You should not pay. I mean, you can break it down however you want, but there's a certain range that it should be in.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Dave. I promised you that I'd let you go at 9 o'clock, so you have helped me kick off this topic. We said we were going to do that. We're doing it now, and I know there are.
You want to talk about the ranges, or you good?
Yeah, I think I'm good now, because what I'm going to do next is I'm going to talk to Nathan, who went ahead and is an owner-operator.
Right.
And then after I talk to Nathan, then we're going to talk to Ron, your driver, and catch up on why he likes, why he chose Lease On and how he's doing with that.
All right.
So,
I'll try to watch it for a little bit, but I got an early day with the kids tomorrow.
Well, I know you do, and listen, I thank you for giving me this idea. As far as a show topic, I encourage anybody out there, if you have a show topic you want me to talk about, again, this show is proof that, we will do that. Let's talk about it. And so, Dave, thanks for your time, and I'll talk to you soon, I'm sure.
All right, I appreciate you being on time. Thanks, brother.
All right, man. Thanks so much. I will talk to you soon.
All right.
All right, peace.
Bye-bye.
All right. So that's cool. So we've kicked off. This is a pretty controversial topic. People have been burned in either direction. There's a lot of risk to go around. There's a lack of revenue to go around. There are all kinds of reasons to head in one or the other direction. I definitely see that. And I'm not the expert on the topic, so that's why I'm having the interviews. The people come on and talk about it. Helps me learn more about it. Honestly, I don't know which one I would choose. But I will say this is that you guys know that, I'll just say this, right? I wrote a 20 steps to car haul. Oh, you can't see that. Come on, Jay. Let's see here. It is here. Yeah, the 20 steps to car hauling blog post. Kept getting so many questions about how to start car hauling that this is on autotransportintel.com. If you haven't already read it, you can download it for free. You can download a PDF copy, print it, keep it for yourself, mark it up. Just go to, let's see here, if you go to the blog post and scroll down, download Auto Transport Business Startup, save it as a PDF file. Hey, if you shop on Amazon, click on one of my Amazon links. There's the barter right there. You're already shopping. Or if you go to the online post, you can click on the links to the PDFs and the sites and whatnot. But there's a lot here. If you want to start a new car hauling business, oh my gosh, all I got to do is show you the Improving Highway Safety 170-page PDF from the FMCSA, and you have got plenty of reading to put you to sleep. I can't even find. There's so many links up here. It's crazy. But anyways, or you can lease on, and that's what we're talking about. Or you can lease on with a carrier, skip the learning curve. Yes, you only get a percentage of the revenue, which again, we haven't laid out what that percent is. Yes, you still have to pay your truck, trailer, and insurance payments, so you wonder, gosh, why would I do all that for just a percentage? But you can start working with the major brokers right away. You don't have to go through the proof stage. It goes back and forth. So just reiterating anybody who just skipped ahead to the 1 hour mark. I just did a recap. And let's go ahead and move into interview number 2. Let's talk to Nathan. Yeah, my phone's behind me. Yeah, I'm doing phone interviews. Let me know if you can hear the interviews okay. I try.
Hello.
Hey, welcome to Auto Transport Intel.
Hey, what's up, Jay?
Hey, man. Thanks for joining my show tonight. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, no problem. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you pretty good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. So we've got a picture of you up on the screen there. That's a picture that you said grab the Facebook photo, so I got the Facebook photo.
Oh, it's all good.
Capiche?
Yeah, it's all good. I see it on my screen. It's a little delayed, but I can see it.
Right, you have about a 7-second delay, but why not, right? This way you can read the live chat. I guess you got the audio turned down. And so, Nathan, you are a new owner-operator in car hauling. Is that right?
Yes. Very new to, transporting and doing it on my own. I've been towing for about 10 years, more of like roadside service, so not so much transporting.
Right. And I think, as I said, or as I would say, whether I did or actually did not, whether I would say it or wouldn't say it, I like to try and work that in there, is that having that previous experience is probably a big factor of you being able to go out on your own as an owner-operator with confidence that you know what you're doing.
I mean, just the loading the trailer, driving the truck and trailer, 100% it helps. The learning curve is central dispatch, dealing with the auctions more, things like that. I mean, the driving part, nothing to it, if you do it every day. But definitely doing central dispatch and going on there, like Dave was saying, you can't run for, I can't do Cars Arrive, Ready Logistics, what's that, Reindeer, Metro, I can't do any of those yet.
Right.
So, I mean, that takes away probably 60% of the loads on Central right off the bat.
Wow, 60%.
I mean, I'm in Philadelphia, so I try to stay, I've been trying to, not deadhead 100 miles like I've been doing, but most of the stuff that's near me is all the major, the major brokers.
Well,
So
that I like the way you nailed that number down. I mean, that is, and I believe that. It's interesting. I forget how many brokers I would miss out on. But yeah, when you're low, so you're low on ratings, you're low on your MC authority. They probably go to Safer Sys and check your MC authority, right? And they can see how long you've been in business. Plus, they know you don't have. You're under. I'm just gonna say. I'm sure you're under 17 ratings on Central Dispatch, right?
Yes, and a handful of people, I did move their car, no review, no nothing, so that doesn't help either.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's hard to get ratings in the beginning, isn't it? Do you call those people?
Well, I mean, most of the stuff I've been doing is from like Scranton to the port, so they're kind of hard to deal with for the most part. Half the information's wrong,
Right.
or this or that, and I just don't want to deal with them anymore. So once the job is done, I'd rather just get out of there and not talk to them ever again.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nathan. I'll make you a deal. Since you came on my show, I'm a negotiator, man. I do like to negotiate, and I like to help. And so if you want to email me, if you've hauled for a broker and you want me to call them and try and get you a positive rating, go ahead and email it to me. I'll make the phone call. I'll help. I'll try to help you in those ways.
Honestly, I mean, most of the cars, I've done, it's been as simple as, hey, I'm calling about a car on Central. Okay, what's the load ID?
That's right. It is that simple. It literally is. It can be. It can be. What kind of pickup locations are you going to?
Right, I've just been running out of the Copar and the Northeast Auto Auction up in like Wilkes-Barre, Scranton.
Okay.
But I mean, I got a deadhead 90 miles to get up there. So let me give you a rundown. So I've only been doing 2 cars. You know, I don't have to do 3 as of right now. I mean, it would be great, but so I picked 2 cars yesterday. So I go up to the Copar. I get the one. I try to get the other one. The guy owes money. He owes a couple times.
Oh, I hate that. Not paid for.
So now I'm only taking 1 car. So, you know, it happens. So I'm like, all right. So today, I go to the same place I'm supposed to pick up, one at Copar, one down the street. If the Copar load that car, the next car, the guy calls me back, cancels. You know what I mean? So that's kind of hurting me. And, you know, if I could get a 3rd car, I probably would. But again, all those major brokers on that website, you know what I mean? I can't take any of that stuff from them.
Now, I forget, were you saying to me that you're curious about if a dispatcher would help you? Did you say that to me?
I did.
Okay.
So,
because
I started doing central dispatch and looking, and I figured, you know, I'm pretty good with directions, right? You know, I can do this. And I tell you what, I'll stare at that screen so long and, like, get myself confused and all turned around. And by the end of the day, I absolutely get nothing done. My head hurts, my eyes hurt. I think, so I was talking to a lady that does dispatch, and she charges, I think, 7 or 8%.
Okay, that's in the range, yep.
I think it's 100% worth it.
Yeah.
If you're just starting.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to pick up these cars, bring them back down, coming home trying to find, you know, sometimes I don't get home until after 5. Then next day I'm trying to find a set for the following day. So I get a down day.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like, I've booked, as a dispatcher, I've booked cars totally irresponsibly at times. Like, maybe I'm just totally, you know, I'm out, I'm away, I'm on vacation, whatever. And I consider that research, like trying to book like a driver. Oh man, it's painful. Because if you're, Dispatch 101 is, if you're booking stuff that's been sitting there, you're absolutely not getting the revenue that's potentially available.
Well,
it's the fresh loads.
Even with messing up, so like Dave says, you know, the price per mile, you need to know your price per mile. So I know what my truck needs to make, and, you know, I filter it all on Central, you know, what I need a mile.
Right.
And
okay, you know your cents per
today,
mile.
Yeah, so today, I you know, it paid for my fuel and put a little bit of money in my pocket. And that was right about it. The day before, with the one that canceled, that paid for what my truck had to make that day.
As it with a how far is your trip there from Scranton to the port? How many miles?
What, from where I am and then where I was picking up at? Probably.
No. Not the deadhead. Right.
No,
from the Copart to the port. What's your distance?
Probably 110.
Are you in between the Copart and the port, or no?
So, right now I'm in Philadelphia. I own a house in Wilkes-Barre, so the Copar is right, literally 6 minutes from my house. So I don't really look at it as I'm deadheading just to go to the Copar, because I'll go home.
Right. Okay. Good.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's definitely a pain in the ass, and, you know, you're dragging a 50-foot trailer behind you, but it's empty. It's not the end of the world to me.
Because I was going to say, like, I just talked to a guy who, he's in Texas. And he runs from, you know, you got Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, Waco, bunch of cities. Basically, he's been running one of those cities to another city, just back and forth, and I think he's wearing out the route rather than mixing it up. If you had a dispatcher to help watch that route, and you go from, let's say you did Philly to the port, Philly to something, Philly to the port, Philly to something, and you had that dispatcher always looking for you, yeah, your business model could change dramatically.
So, like, I booked a load today. I might be a little heavy tomorrow. I'll wait.
That's
But
another
I'm
thing.
getting 3 cars out of, like, the suburbs of Philadelphia, all going to Virginia. Like, I don't really care
Good.
where I go right now.
Good.
I need to make money.
Exactly. And that's, it's interesting you said it. You're the owner-operator. That's exactly what we're talking about, is as the owner-operator, you are responsible to pay all the expenses. And I mean, it's tough because you already swallowed the 2 months of insurance before you were able to start. Is that right?
Yes. So my insurance, I don't know what other people are paying, but when I called probably about 10 different companies, small companies, big companies. I got quoted through Progressive by 4 different agents, and they all came up with astronomical different prices. So, I mean, my insurance, I paid $3,160 down, and it's $1,500 a month.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's probably not the worst, but it's not the best. But,
Right?
you know, it is what it is. And what Dave was saying, or you, I don't remember who said it, but doing COD only, and then, you know, being stuck somewhere because you're out of money for fuel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was saying that. Yeah.
I understand that 100%.
Yeah. What's your, so you have a 3-car?
Yeah, 3-car, and my truck's a 97 F350.
Oh, okay, cool. So you don't have the ELD stuff. That's
No
good.
ELD.
Not
I tried to do it in a way that I'm under length, no ELD, and not CDL required. So I have to stay under 26.
Exactly. So you're non-CDL, which is why you're talking about the weight, because
Yeah,
you're.
I'm picking up 3 SUVs tomorrow. I'm getting a Wrangler, a Cherokee, and a Nitro. So I'm probably going to be over loader.
Wranglers are. I think Wranglers are. That's going to be your lightest one, I think.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be the tallest one too.
Right. Okay. Well.
So I'd like to touch on the owner-operator thing.
Please do. Awesome.
So when Dave posted that, you know, he was looking for somebody, I did try to get in contact with him once. I guess I wrote the email wrong or something like that because it never sent. It came back saying bad email.
Okay.
I think it's a great idea, but I also think it's a terrible idea. So when something happens, I have no one to call.
Exactly.
You know, and the good thing about owner-operator, you know, for the first however long you're going to stay with that, you know, company and before you go on your own, but you can call and say, hey, this happened, you know, what do I do? Can you find me a load out of here? You know, I think that's a great thing to do, but I also think if you're paying your own insurance and you have to pay that down payment, you know, what's DOT and MC numbers? $300, and then you file for your BCO3.
Right. Agreed. It's not like you're saving much money. Dave and I were talking about that. I mean, as a lease on, there's not a giant chunk of money you're saving. However, the payment of the insurance before starting, that is a big help because you're not dumping money while waiting. I can't believe that the drivers have to do that, but that's just the way they do it. And plus,
well, I don't know where everyone comes up with you have to pay a month in advance before you file for your MC numbers. Okay, so what I did was I filed for everything, DOT numbers. I submitted my MS-190, my BCO3, 2 days before my MC numbers were supposed to go active. I bought insurance. And then, you know, they filed their paperwork with, you know, FMCSA. And right there, I was good to run in my state.
Okay.
And then, you know, once they get all the paperwork and they give you an active date, which isn't very long, you know, because it's already been 20 days or you know, 19 days, however long you want to put it. The way he told me was, because I called him after that, I said, do I days or a few days before that 21-day mark.
Interesting.
And I ran a little late with it, and I was pretty much right on there, with the date. So I could run, with just my DOT numbers running my state. I don't know if other states are different, but I could stay in TA.
Okay, and that actually, the state question is an interesting, there's the variations and flavors by state, but that's really interesting because I've actually never understood why you have to pay for insurance so far ahead, but I've never gone through the process personally.
Well, that's what I heard, and that's what I thought. So, once I started signing up, instead of going through the website and reading, I just called. I mean, honestly, if you can sit on the phone and wait 20 minutes and talk to them for 10, it would save you hours of reading.
I was just going to say, where should new car haulers go to get information?
Well,
do you know?
So when I first started looking into this, obviously I know a little bit. A buddy of mine had a transporting business, but he was just a partner. He was just, the money side. He couldn't really help me too much. I looked on his central, played on his central, and then I had another, a friend of mine who does it, and I was going to lease on to him, or I thought I was. But the insurance was the same thing, and we go right back to that. And I asked him a little bit, but other than that, I called you, and it's just more or less talking to people. I was, telling, I've seen people transporting. I talked to a guy on the Jersey Turnpike in a rest stop for like an hour and a half one day.
Exactly.
Anywhere I can, I'll talk to anybody.
Do you know about the truckersreport.com?
Not so much, no.
It's interesting. So you go to thetruckersreport.com. All right? And I'm showing it on the screen so you can play back the video, or maybe you'll see it on your screen. But you go to thetruckersreport.com. You can click on forum and then scroll down and go to the, oh, did I pass it? Car Hauler and Auto Carrier Trucking Forum. Click on it, and there are threads. Now, what's interesting about threads is already this is the past. This is like the rotary phone of Facebooking, right? But threads are still, you can read a thread, you can follow a thread, you can reply to a thread, you can start a thread, and you get all kinds of answers. And I know there's some like Kansas Transit. He's on here. He's pretty active. He's a really knowledgeable resource. So I mean, you can get some good answers up here, and there's a lot of current conversations happening. Anyways, in aside to Facebook, car hauling groups, truckersreport.com, and then YouTube, it seems like there are several places to get information, but it's not easy. I think it's time consuming and it's not organized. So, but you did pretty good on getting info.
Half of the Facebook posts you read are a little ridiculous. This guy says one thing, the next guy says another thing, and then now you're standing there going, I don't even know.
Well, they get a little personal or spirited. So, I mean, if you're when you're talking about what a real trucker is, I don't think you're really getting much education, because I don't even know I'm not sure what a real trucker is.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like the reason why I went the route I did with an F-350, the switch trailer, is because everyone's like, oh, well, IFIDA and this and that, so much money. I talked to a guy 2 days ago about IFIDA. He said it's like ridiculously cheap. He said it's like, you buy the sticker, you pay the tax. He said it's not anything, to be afraid of, or it's not going to cost you a lot of money. Now, if I knew that when I bought my truck, I probably would have bought a single axle tractor.
Well, it's interesting. I was just going to say, this is what I like about calculating IFTA. On that note, If you want to watch a good video on calculating IFTA, Trucking with Authority is a YouTube channel, and this video, IFTA Explained, Fuel Purchase Optimization, he goes in depth into calculating IFTA, understanding IFTA. Great video.
Who'd you say the? I think I subscribed to him too.
Yeah, Trucking with Authority, and his name is Kenny.
You talked about him before. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I'm subscribed to him.
Yeah,
But now at this
Kenny
point,
Long.
I mean, I'm driving an old truck. You know what I mean? It really doesn't like hills. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't go any heavier than what I am now because I honestly don't think it would pull very well. And earlier in the show, someone put on there, you know, what kind of truck can I buy for 10 grand? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think if you're not mechanically inclined at all, don't buy a used truck. Don't buy an old truck. You will go broke.
You know, I've said something similar that when it comes to experience, I think that not like if you're not mechanically inclined, I couldn't have said it better than you, so I may as well not try. Is that if you aren't mechanically inclined, you're just going to need to buy new, because trying to fix your truck in the middle of nowhere and learning out of a book is not gonna go well. It might.
You're gonna spend,
but probably not.
You'll spend more money than what it's worth.
Yeah.
You know, you think about what you're spending to keep it going. If you're paying somebody, that's a truck payment a month.
Yeah. So, and in fact, mechanics on the road is something I do want to talk about in the future. So, because I know it gets expensive out on the road. So listen, you made the choice to go owner-operator. I don't know. Do you like that choice? What do you have to say about that choice? What would you say to somebody if somebody said, I'm not sure, I'm still not sure, lease on or owner-operator? What would you say to them?
I talk to the lease, the person you're going to lease with, and see what kind of terms and money they're taking. Because if they're taking something that's not much, and they're going to dispatch you, and you know what I mean, I'd probably do that, for a little while, just to learn the business a little bit better. Gate passes and all the stuff that go with it, auction cars, tow cars, just sometimes it's, information is what you need.
Well, so what if I said this? What if the deal was that by leasing on to a carrier, you still pay your truck payment, you still pay your trailer payment, you still pay your insurance payment, but the way this works is, our dispatcher keeps you loaded, but you don't ever see the revenue. You hand all checks over, everything goes through the company, and you get paid a percentage by the company of the gross. And that percentage is under 25%.
If first starting, I probably would have did that.
Right. When you're first starting, right. How long? Yeah, go ahead.
Honestly, at this point, I'm running out of money. Like, I've been trying to do the COD, do that. And like Dave said in one of his videos, if you're going to do COD, it's hard. So I've been doing, week pay, they'll mail me a check in 5 days and this and that. So, I got a bunch of money that I'm waiting for.
Right.
Starting, so that's crushing me.
And you're chasing down brokers, right?
Like the 3 I'm taking tomorrow, 2 are COD and one's 15-day pay.
15-day pay. And 15-day pay, so this really, and this is where we talk about this is a con, rather than a con versus a pro, not a con job. Owner-operator responsible to pay all expenses, and that means also gathering the revenue. So a 15-day pay, really, it's not even really 15 days, not really, because my understanding as a dispatcher, and I've had to corner brokers and talked about this, And I know what I just said gives the implication that brokers aren't helpful, and I apologize for that implication because that's not always the case. But I have had to have conversations with brokers and say, listen, it says 15-day pay. I know the driver is still waiting and it's been 3 weeks. And I got it explained to me that 15-day pay means the clock starts once they receive the signed BOL. So
Yes.
that could be several days. If you're doing paper, that could be a week. If you're doing fax, that could easily be turned into 5 days because, well, we haven't been to the office in 2 days, and then there was a snowstorm, and then the dog ate the other dog that ate the homework, or whatever. Okay, so, but even if you have an electronic bill of lading, it got there instantly, emailed, and you called them and you said, "Did you get my email?" And they said yes. 15 days could still be 15 weekdays. I have actually had brokers say that. Oh, well, we mean weekdays.
Yeah, 15 business days.
Right, business days. Right.
Yeah.
15
business days.
because who does work on Saturday and Sunday? I mean, that's crazy. Nobody works on Saturday and Sunday.
I mean, but what's your other option? You know what I mean? There's, you know, I thought when I started, I was like, man, I'll just run off Central. Everyone's talking about Central. You know, COD. I could do COPO, and now it's a completely different. Now that I'm on it and I have my own account and I can pick and choose, you can't do that. You have to wait for your money.
And how do you feel about the cost of Central Dispatch?
Well, I'm on my free trial still, but $120 a month. It is what it is. I mean, what can I do about that? You know what I mean? There's not much I can do. I need it right now.
Okay, and I appreciate that answer, but I want to get to the real answer, which is, what do you think of Central Dispatch charging $120 a month? Is that a fair trade?
Yes and no. I think it could be better for the money. You know, I mean, all they're doing is, you know, it's a website. You know, people post to it. It's no different than, you know, Facebook, really.
What if I told you that shippers pay half of what you pay to see the loads?
Yeah, well, that would, you know, that'd be great.
No, I mean, so the guy posting the load paid half of what you paid to see the load. Does that make sense to you?
I mean,
But
yeah, I think they should pay more than what I would pay.
Why should they pay less?
That's exactly it. But everybody's got to make theirs. You know what I mean? I guess they want more brokers on it to put more cars on it.
So
instead of, I guess, more car haulers.
Did you know the cost for car haulers used to be like less than half of what you're being charged?
I could believe it. You know.
What happens if they raise it to $150 a month? You know what? We need another $1 a month. 10,000 carriers. We're going to go from $120 a month to $150 a month. It is what it is, right?
I'd probably try to get on what's that? Ready Auto.
Well, that's the joke. They own Ready Auto too.
Yeah, or Metro. Like you were talking about earlier, Metro Logistics or whatever. They just changed their name.
Yeah, to Assertus. Well, here's the big problem there. And I'd go through all this in my video, but the problem there is, see, here's why Cox knows they've got you. Or rather, here's why Cox knows that you guys are wonderful partners. Because on Central Dispatch, if I search all to all, I can see that there are 40,000+ loads posted. And nobody else has even 10% of that.
Yeah. I signed up with U-Ship.
40,000.
And what a joke that is.
Yeah?
I mean, I find that to be the stupidest website I've yet to sign up for in my life.
I felt similar, but I thought maybe I just was doing it wrong, and I've never really gone back. Now, what's interesting is I got a call from U-Ship Logistics recently, and they're signing up carriers. I guess U-Ship, I don't know what happened. I think somebody finally said, hey, we got this website. we're this national brand. Why don't we make something good with it? I don't know.
I mean, I understand like bidding on a job, but like some of these people are putting bids up that are like, I wouldn't get out of bed.
Oh yeah, no. It is hilarious. Well, I think the bidding process has its own frenzy. That's where you could be, there's a whole psychology to bidding. But yeah, I don't even consider it. I don't consider it at all. I don't know if I'd put it in the top 10 load boards, and I honestly don't even know who I'd list as 7, 8, 9, and 10. If pressed,
Well,
I'd say reindeer. I don't know. What's that?
They should just close U-Ship. They should just shut that down.
Well, instead of shutting it down, I think they're going to try and make a go at U-Ship. Again, I don't know what U-Ship logistics is, but I think that they're trying to do something with it.
I think they're going to have a very hard time getting that anywhere.
Oh, they're going to have to. Well, if it's free and they haven't, U-Ship should be able to compete with Central as far as volume. And if it's free versus $1 million a millennium, then, they already have your attention.
See, and another thing...
They just need to improve they need to literally improve what it is and what it does and what people expect.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but let's go back to Central. So I had a friend over earlier, works at an auction, talks to a lot of, transporters and everything with, 10-car trucks and stuff like that. And she keeps saying, why don't you go to the search bar and filter it?
Yes.
Filter, 2 cars to pick up or 3 cars to pick up.
Yes.
I said, because when you do that, so now they're paying 30 cents a mile instead of, $1 or $2. You know what I mean? They cut it down. So those 2 cars, it's the same price as 1 car.
What? Well, oh yeah, no, that's just shady brokering. But you're never going to get rid of that. What city? What you said Philadelphia, right?
Yeah, Philadelphia. Zip code's 19128.
That's all right. I'm gonna do Philadelphia. I'm gonna do 50 miles around Philly. To what states do you go to?
Wherever. Right now, I'm pretty much free to do whatever I want, go wherever I want to be.
All right, but name some states you like going to. Virginia.
Delaware, Virginia.
Okay.
Not Maryland. And that's right about it. I won't go north. I'm not going to New York. I'm not going to Connecticut.
Okay.
No Rhode Island. those states are a bit rough.
All right, we're just going to do Virginia and Delaware for the moment. All right.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to do a search here. I'm gonna give you this is be my dispatch consultation.
See, if it was up to me, I'd like to stay in Pennsylvania. Like, go east to west.
Oh.
West to east, and just keep flipping back and forth. But
we need to add PA.
I can't get my wish.
Well, here's the thing is...
Stuff goes so fast on here, so I found...
Yeah.
It was like a Sunday night. I found 3 cars leaving Philly, going to Altoona. And then I found a bunch of cars out, western PA, coming back to Philly. So I was like, all right, I'll do that first thing Monday morning. I logged in Monday morning, gone.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, no, you can't... And that's where, like, a dispatcher helps because, see, right now, it's the evening, so no fresh loads are showing up. Yeah, during the day, when the fresh loads are happening, I mean, here's an interesting one. Yeah, you've got Bordentown to Mannheim, 3 vehicles for 300. Again, I mean, we're looking at... Yeah.
Look at the brokers, too. Now, look at the brokers as you're going down.
So...
You'll start seeing cars arrive.
I know.
Ready Logistics.
Wholesale Express, I think, would dispatch to you.
Probably.
I think
but,
so.
The big ones I already know where to stay away from.
I know.
If you start looking, the ones you want, it's all the brokers you can't have.
But, well, I know, and that sucks. But, and then...
Now, click on that.
Yeah.
What's the 3 vehicles? What's that paying?
Yeah, so 3 vehicles for 300. Wholesale Express. You got a CT, LX, Santa Fe.
How many miles is that 3?
I think you could fit that. Um, 100 miles.
It's not horrible. I'm getting that. I'm getting over that for going from Scranton to Pennsylvania to Philadelphia for one car.
Right. Well,
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
that's what I'm getting going from.
Well, and
you
I,
know,
yeah.
up there to down here. That's been on there for a while.
Well, and I didn't say it was good, but I'm. So I wonder what would happen if. Here's what I think. What I think needs to happen is, you need to find somebody that'll keep an eye out for you on spec. Meaning, and then really the thing is, dispatchers operate on spec. Dispatchers charge a percentage of loads that they book that you pick up and deliver. So if you don't deliver anything, you don't owe them any money. That's how most work. So you could get a dispatcher to watch for you and see if they can help, change at least the vehicles you're able to see and book.
Yeah, but let me stop you for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So the stuff you're getting New Jersey to Philadelphia, New Jersey, wherever in the PA.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what that bridge toll is?
No.
3-axle trailer.
Right. How much is it?
New Jersey. I forget because I don't really go to New Jersey. I avoid it like the plague. But if I remember correctly, it's $30, 35 maybe, somewhere in there.
I think John Griffo says, you talked about the plague. I think John Griffo...
I just talked to him yesterday for a little while.
Yeah.
And we were going, his wife is the one that's going to be dispatching.
Oh, great. Oh, yeah, Melissa is cool, knowledgeable. Yeah, this picture makes me think of John Griffo. He talks about the traffic pretty much every day.
It's New Jersey is the only state you have to pay to leave. You can't make left-hand turns. It's just not a good time.
Well, you know what? If you're connected with them, that'll help you a lot as far as learning curve, dispatching. I mean, that's great. And you know what, we were talking about super truckers earlier. I was going to say, John. I like that John he goes ahead and says, I'm I'm hauling a 3-car trailer right now, and I'm still a super trucker.
Yeah.
So,
I talked to him and his wife yesterday on the phone about the dispatching. They're very nice, They have their own Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're awesome.
That's how. Matter of fact, I'll tell you how I got to get on their page. When I bought my trailer over in New Jersey, I'm coming back, and he drives the same truck I have, pretty much.
Okay.
But he's like 22-inch Alcoa wheels on it. And it looks pretty awesome.
Does.
I just so happened to scroll upon the post of a picture of his truck, and I just added, I tried to get into his group just to see his truck. And it turned out to be a cool group.
It is a really cool group. I'm really glad you're in touch with them. Actually, that sounds good that you're in touch with them. So,
Yeah, so they're super nice.
They
and,
are.
I put up posts. You took that one post I put up, from his page. I put that on his page, the dispatch thing.
Awesome.
I think that's definitely worth it. I think if you're just starting and you're doing it for yourself, save yourself the trouble, pay the 7 or 8%, because that will save you from coming home, looking it up on the computer, because doing it on your phone is pretty ridiculous.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with the dispatching. Dispatching fees are worth it, and it's interesting. So I think you've said 2 things: dispatching is worth it, getting a dispatcher is worth it, and considering leasing on might be worth it.
Yeah, I'd say if you're new and you know nothing about towing, transporting, I would say for the 15 or 20% they're going to take, and they keep you busy. So right there, take 8% right away from whatever they're charging you, because that's what dispatch is going to charge you. So realistically, you're paying what 12% more than somebody that's a dispatcher, or if it's 20%.
Cool, man. That's great. That's what I was looking for. An answer. So
I'm not against it. I just wanted to work for myself. I'm not trying to get rich. There's probably no way to get rich in this.
Well,
I just want to wake up and do my thing, you know?
and a lot of people understand what you just said because, I mean, that's the thing, you know? I mean, that's why I did the show about the American dream. I mean, this is something that some people just really want to try and do, and that's understandable.
Like, I went to sleep last night. I had nothing lined up for the next day. I woke up at 10 o'clock. I had a guy call me to pick up a car up in Scranton. I found another car. I mean, you know, sadly, the second one canceled, but, you know, I made a little bit of money, you know, and it puts more fuel in my truck. You know what I mean? So
those cancellations needs to come down. With
well,
Melissa and dispatching and phone calls, those cancellations need to come down.
well,
Meaning,
he apologized. You know, he said with my brokerage, he said never really happens. You know, apologized a lot, which I'm sure he does. I did make him give, you know, I said, you know, you're going to at least give me a good review for this since I'm here. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
what are you going to do? So I at least got a review out of him. So that helps a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, that's something.
And it's something better than just a, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry is often falls pretty short of the mark.
Now, when I talked to you originally, I downloaded that Super Dispatch app.
Okay.
And I must say, I do like it.
Good.
You
Good.
told me to tell you if I liked it or didn't like it.
Okay.
I think for just starting, it's on your phone. It's quite simple. I mean, you know, you email right to them. I just keep forgetting to add the attachments with the pictures, so I can send it twice.
Okay.
But other than that, it's pretty good. It's free. I mean, you kind of can't go wrong there.
Right, you've got the downloaded on your phone version, right? That's what you're using?
Yeah, I'm using the Super Dispatch app on your phone, not the dashboard. They charge you, I'm pretty sure, for the dashboard. But, I mean, the app's pretty good. I mean, you scan the VIN, the barcode in the door. I mean, you take as many pictures as you want. You know, if the customer's not available, you push the button, it puts a little stamp on there, you know, the sign. I mean, it couldn't get much simpler.
Cool. Okay, that's cool, man. Well, you know, I mean, and that's the thing is that when you find a tool that works for you, there's so many other things to improve upon that, yeah, man, if you've got a tool that works for you, go with it.
Yeah, it's working now.
Cool.
I'd still like to get a couple, like, carbon copies just to have.
I think you can email that stuff to yourself. So that way you could keep a copy in your email.
Yeah.
You could do
In a
that.
situation, if I ever needed it, you know, paper for 2 different copies or 3 different copies,
Yeah.
it would be so much easier.
Well, do you keep a printer in your truck? Some guys do that. I know
I was talking to a guy.
it gets expensive too, but
I was talking to guys at port. Now, I do not have a printer. I'm not far from the port, so I've been stopping home, printing out stuff that I need. So I was down there talking to him. I looked in. He had a printer, copier, scanner sitting on the front seat.
Right.
Bluetooth.
Right.
And he said, save yourself the aggravation. He said, I bought this at Walmart for $44.
Oh.
So he said it's an HP, it's Bluetooth. He said he bought a power inverter and the printer. You know, scanner, whatever you want to call it.
Walmart.
So I think I'm gonna do that next.
That's awesome, man. You should do that. Yeah, I mean.
Well, if you plan on doing a lot of port work, which I didn't know there was so much paper.
Oh man, it's crazy.
And then if you're on the road and you're trying to dispatch yourself and you need a gate pass, where are you going to print a gate pass out? You going to stop at Staples and
Totally.
pay $2? Or... So I think the printer's worth it. I think that's my next thing to buy.
That's cool, man. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I know that paper's supposed to be dead or whatever, but I don't know. I see many reasons why having a printout of stuff is still pretty advantageous in situations.
Well, the Philadelphia port is kind of a newer port. You don't need a Twix card or anything like that, or Quick, whatever they call it. But you need a cover letter, the doc paper, you need an ID, you need the bill of sale, and you need 4 copies of each of that.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard about it. They love paperwork at the ports, but how else are they going to manage? And that's why I've heard. I mean, I think I've heard of like a startup trying to digitize that whole process. And I don't know if that's realistic. Even I don't know when that'll be realistic, because once you go global, I mean, I think paper. A paper copy is just I don't know, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess one, they keep them in the car, or one goes to they have their system, but
Right.
you have one paper and you don't have, the ID. That's the hardest part is getting. So what I've experienced with the Philadelphia port, the people don't want to send you a picture of their ID. I'm not sure for what reason, or their passport. They don't want to send you any of that. And without that, you're sitting there. Like I was down there as a guy. I went in, did my paperwork, unloaded my car, sat and bullshitted with a guy, and the whole time there was another guy waiting for them to email him a picture of an ID. You know what I mean? It's just like they make it a little difficult sometimes.
I believe it. Well, that's all part of the learning curve again. Although, I mean, even if you were to lease on with a company, you still have to go through the rigmarole, but that at least could, I don't know, help with the process. You get the dispatcher and the people to help support you, is my guess.
Yeah,
But
if you were leased on, you call Dave and say, hey, Dave, I don't know what to do.
get down to the port.
Tell me what to do. And that's that simple.
So,
I lucked out. I got the guy's phone number, his personal phone number, from the broker, and I texted him, and he sent me a list of all the things I need to have.
oh, that's awesome.
That's the only way I figured it out, because, I called him like 3 times in a row, and he answered, and he said, I'll just text it all to you.
Good deal.
So,
Finding the right person.
That was much better.
So listen, man, it's time for me to move on. I'm going to talk to Dave's driver, but I want to thank you for coming on, spending the time with me tonight, talking about what's going on. It's really helpful, especially for folks that are trying to figure out how they want to move forward. So I want to thank you for joining me on the show tonight. And if I can do something for you, please email me, autotransportintel@gmail.com, and let me know what I can do. If I can give you a referral or, make a phone call, that would help you. Let me know.
Yeah, that's all good. If anyone needs any help, I mean, I'm not too much help, but if you want to put my email up, or if they message you, you can just come and message me. If they want screenshots essential coming out of their area, I can help with that.
I will. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, no, we're helping people by doing the screenshots and stuff, because I mean, I don't understand why people that want to see how it works can't do that. So
it's hard to understand what someone's paying when you can't see it.
I know.
If somebody wants a screenshot, I'm more than welcome to look at it. It takes 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Send them a picture of what stuff's paying.
Me too. So all right, so I'm gonna put your email address in the live chat right now, okay?
Yep.
Are you cool? You cool with that? All right, Nathan Ochal, OCHAL @yahoo.com, right?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, like I said, I'll get back to you when I look. Just tell me your area, your price per mile, and what you're thinking, and where you want to go, and I'll do my best to get back to everybody.
Yeah, cool. All right, already Irvine Transport is thanking you for sharing that information. I know for a fact. I get an email, no joke. I get an email every day from someone considering getting into car hauling. In fact, if anyone out there is looking to talk to people getting into car hauling, I am getting an email every day now. And so I know a lot of folks are going to tap into this information.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about leasing somebody on, use my numbers if I get to that point. But it's more or less, I wouldn't mind helping someone start, because it's so hard to just find out general information just about the DOT and what you really need. Do you really need a CDL? And stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I know. It really is. So, well, listen, man, I'm gonna let you go. I appreciate it so much, and keep in touch, okay?
Yeah, no problem, Jay. I'm sure I'll talk to you sooner than later.
Yeah, awesome. I'll look forward to it.
All right, man.
Cool,
Have a
man.
good one.
Thank you. All right, thanks so much. Bye-bye. All right, cool. So, guys, I said I would do this, and do me a favor, Ron, stay with me there, Ron, because we're going to go ahead and we're going to watch the July update from, this is 3.5 minutes, from Ship.Cars. Roll tape.
Hello, and welcome to the July 2018 product update for Ship.Cars. This is John, and I'm going to give you a quick guided tour of the major features. Let's log into the app with our supervisor account. That's right, all accounts can now log into the app itself and access many of the dashboard functions. When logging in as a supervisor, you'll land on the All Orders page. From here, you can accept new orders, assign orders to drivers, and see them through from pickup until delivery. We'll get back to this in just a bit. I want to show you how to update user permissions first. We've moved the app navigation to the top left corner. Click to view the new navigation menu. From here, you can edit your profile, access all orders, and see your company's users. Not only can you access the app under any role, supervisors and dispatchers can now be combined with the driver role, and vice versa, to combine their app capabilities. Tap on the Users menu to see all users in your company. Let's combine my supervisor role with that of a driver. I'll tap on my profile from the Users menu, then tap Edit. Tapping on permissions at any point on the app will show you permission level for the user or role. Tap Combine with Driver Role. It will prompt you to enter trailer details. It will also require you to have both an email and phone number registered. In this example, we have this entered already. Tap Save once complete. When combining with a driver role, you'll receive a text message to confirm the changes. If combining a driver to another role, you'll receive an email to confirm. If the email or phone number is already connected to a user in your company, you may have to deactivate that role before you can combine. Tapping on permissions after we combine shows all of your updated permissions. You can also add new users directly from the app. Tap Add from the Users menu to do so. Tapping on Dispatcher will let you add them and also give you the option to combine them with a driver. Let's return to our orders with our combined role of supervisor and driver. We have a new option now, My Orders. This shows the orders dispatched to you as a driver. It also allows you to perform the inspection process for both pickup and delivery. This is the same process as earlier versions of the app. The My Orders tab will be the only option that driver accounts have available. Let's accept a new order and assign it to ourselves. Tap on the New section to view orders dispatched to you. Slide to view the terms and conditions. Tap the confirmation indicator and click Accept. Once accepted, you're brought right to the accepted order. If you're not ready to assign your driver now, you can come back later from the All Orders or Accepted tab. Tap on Select a Driver to assign your driver to the order. We're only assigning to ourselves here, but if you have multiple drivers, you'll be able to select which driver here. Tap Assign and you can see the order is assigned to your driver, which may be yourself. Clicking the back button will bring you back to the All Orders tab and you can now see a driver has been assigned. Tapping on My Orders will show that an order has been assigned to you as a driver. You can click on that order and start the pickup process. And that's it. It should be noted that you cannot currently access the load board or import orders from the app. That still needs to be done from the web dashboard. But these are a planned update as well as refinements and tuning of the app experience. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at support@ship.cars. See you next time.
Well, that was pretty cool. Actually, it was pretty cool. I must say that I understand what it's like to sit there and watch all this talk about users and permissions.
In this video, I will show you how to install and use the Ship.Cars load importer.
It seems very tedious, but it's amazing how complicated that gets if it's not well thought out. So I've heard. So interesting. It's really interesting. Yeah, Ship.Cars is a technology company that I think we're gonna hear a lot more about. A lot more people are gonna be hauling vehicles with their platform. Very interesting stuff happening over there. Not that I'm in contact with them, but I mean, just seeing the promotions, seeing their site. I've worked with a driver who has He has a login, and he's booked cars using their platform, and it's pretty cool. So, very interesting stuff. All right, let's move on to interview number 3. So, let's see what happens. We are way behind on schedule. That's okay. Because we do not prescribe to ELD. My ELD says 0. Because I'm allowed to sit at my desk without being in violation until they come up with desk ELD.
Hello.
Hey, Ron, this is Jay at Auto Transport Intel.
Yeah, how you doing?
Okay, man, thanks for joining me tonight.
Yeah.
Have you, let me ask you, I'm just going to straight up ask you a dangerous question. Are you watching the show tonight?
Yes, I was.
Oh.
Are you still doing this Ship.Cars?
Yeah, did you see that about Ship.Cars?
Yeah.
Do you know anything about Ship.Cars?
When was that update?
So the video we just watched is, I think that just came out a couple weeks ago. Yeah, July 2018 update. 1 week ago.
We tried it, and as a driver, I cannot go back in and get any paperwork. Once it's delivered, it's gone.
It's not archived anywhere?
Well, the supervisor can get in there and get what he needs out of there, but as a driver, I can't go back in and look at
Well,
bill of lading or anything.
I'll tell you something. Frankly, it was designed that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a feeling it, yeah.
Because, and the thing is that, what's interesting, I say that I'm speculating, but I believe I'm correct, because that's the whole point of having different levels of users. The administrator, supervisor, driver, accountant, dispatcher, is that whoever, the design behind the software is to allow certain people to do certain things, right? And as the driver, you pick up and deliver, and then you should be able to just forget about it and move on to the next load.
Right, yep.
So, and which is interesting because if the software isn't designed with different levels of users, one could argue that you've got information blocking you that you don't want to see or don't need access to, and then the architecture needs to be, re-examined. So it seems to me from watching that video, what I got was that Ship.Cars thought about these things early on and is trying to build a truly smart platform before they expand into the entire galaxy.
Yeah.
So interesting. But how about using it? I mean, what was your user experience like?
Well, you have to take before and after photos.
Okay.
Of course, the before photos, but
that's normal.
Which that's not a big deal, but just after it's delivered, for just how small we are right now and everything, we like to, hold on to the bill of lading or in an email or something. But if you forget to email that bill of lading to yourself before you finish the delivery, it's gone. I can't access it. So.
Okay, well, and that's interesting. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Anything I say is pure speculation, but maybe your user level could contain the ability to, I don't know. I guess if you need to see something, you just contact the office, and then they'll help you handle it from there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. So what we're talking about, Ron, and I liked it. It's cool to kind of kick off with a topic before we dive into the meat and potatoes. Lease on or owner operator. You are a driver leasing on to Hotshot Dave's company, right?
That's correct.
All right. So how do how's it going? How do you feel about that decision? Tell me some more.
So before I even started, I started. I was watching your channel and Hotshot Dave and several other ones, and I was doing my research, and I ended up getting my own DOT and MC numbers, and Dave come out with a video of, do you really want this, or something like that, and it just hit me that I was like, yeah, I don't know if I really want to be chasing the money trail and doing all that. I would rather maintain my own equipment and run under somebody else, just to not have to deal with the hassle and headache of, chasing different people down.
Right. Headache and hassle is definitely a pro that you don't have to take on the headache.
And I went and got my CDL, and I took a class because I wanted to get more knowledge just than going to take the test. Well, the school I went to, evidently, they were just there to train me to get my CDL, and that was it. They didn't really give me much information on the hours of service and stuff like that with the ELDs. Things changed, and I didn't know much about it. Well, good thing Dave did. He informed me, and he was there to help me work that out. So.
Yeah, no, obviously, that is probably the main ingredient, is that the headache's with somebody else, and it allows you to learn while you earn. Is that true?
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's for sure.
Right.
Yep.
Plus, you always have a resource with the questions you have. Do you guys have a dispatcher? Who does the dispatching?
He does most of the dispatching. His wife is starting to do it now.
Right.
But it's almost like he's still doing it because I don't notice a difference.
Yeah. Well, he has a lot of work from a customer, and then you guys probably fill it in with Central. That's my guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really get into the mess of that. I let them
Right.
get me the loads.
You don't have to worry about it. You just pick up cars.
He asked me, hey, where do you want to go? Do you care where you go? I'm like, well, let's go somewhere where I go through Kentucky where we got our house. We'll stop there, do a reset, and then if that's the way it works out, and yeah.
Right. Okay, right. And actually, just got a good question. Rob Mason asked a good question. How do you find a company to lease onto? That is a very good question. I actually don't know the answer to that.
Before I contacted Dave, I just did a Google search of auto transport companies, and I just started calling. I know there's Precise.
Oh, okay.
Precise, if you don't have, I think it was 6 months, or it's either Precise or Precision, something like that. If you don't have 6 months of driving experience, you have to have your own DOT and MC number, and they'll allow you to work under them. So basically, you're using them as a dispatcher.
But I'll tell you what, the pitfall of doing a Google search of auto transport companies is when I do auto transport companies, most of my search results are brokers. And I don't think people want to lease onto a broker under the assumption that it's really a carrier.
No, you have to check out their website and make sure it's actually a carrier.
Right.
But,
exactly.
There was a place in Tennessee that was hiring owner-operators. I don't know if they still are. It was, I think, Clark Logistics.
Oh,
those are just a few that I found.
but he's a dispatcher, I believe. Again,
Well,
but
I think that they do dispatching there, but there is
you can lease
a
onto his
company
authority.
that you can lease on with.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a company you can lease on with because they had an accident or something that happened with a gooseneck trailer flipped over on them, and so he told me that their insurance company won't allow goosenecks anymore. It's got to be a fifth wheel.
Well, and
So,
it's interesting you say that because that is the biggest con. That is, again, I when I say the word con, I think a con man. But the downside of being an owner operator, being a business, and having drivers lease on is the risk that you're taking that driver is new and doesn't do what's required so you don't flip the trailer.
oh yeah, right.
My gosh. I mean, that's insane risk right there.
Oh yeah. For a company to sign you on, yeah, they're taking that chance. Yep.
Let's see. The business taking a lease on new driver may not know best safety methods. And man, that is just, I know, and I'm putting that in here because I know I've talked to a couple folks that's all they can think about. All they can think about when they hear of taking a lease on is this picture here of the, let me pull it up here, of the cars upside down like thrown dice on the road.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and it happens all the time. I mean, it happens all the time.
Yeah, one the first driver, like he said, had a insurance claim. I don't know, I'm not sure when it was, but yeah, and it's not cheap. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
So, yeah, and I have read also, yeah, they kind of continue discussing the regulations about the fifth wheel, kingpin, yeah, versus gooseneck. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting,
Yeah.
which is also hard to keep up on. I mean, there's,
Yeah, that is
you don't want to
that is
learn.
a tricky subject about the gooseneck and fifth wheel.
It is.
So they say that the FMCSA says it's a tractor. After you put a fifth wheel in, it's considered a tractor, not a truck.
I have heard that.
It is all depending on how you interpret the law. Yeah, because they don't come out in plain English and just explain it. They put the lawyer talk into it. You know what I mean?
Boy, do I. You know, and that's the thing is, I mean, I think that I don't know if the FMCSA is actually seen as a resource as much as a place you got, you know, like if you're going to go to court, all right, fine, now you got to learn the legal statutes. And
Yeah.
and whereas I don't know if the FMCSA has the kind of outreach. They might, but I don't think they're viewed as outreach rather than a place, you know, where you get information before you spend time behind bars.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's kind of crazy, and I don't think I've overreached on the analogy there because it's just not seen as. By the way, if you try to go to the FMCSA, because you got to go there, and you try to get information, that's not the easiest site to navigate.
No, you can't find nothing on their website.
No, and there's, I mean, I don't know if you can you chat with anybody?
The best way is to call them and
spend 2 hours on hold.
Right.
So,
It's awesome, man.
Yeah, spend 2 hours on hold, and then they tell you what you don't want to hear, and then you're like, that was a waste of my time.
Right. I think the FMCSA
But,
needs an
yeah.
auto transport intel section.
Yeah, yeah.
See what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
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 But all right, so here you are, you're hauling. I mean, how long have you been leased on with Dave?
I've been leased on for what, 2 months almost? Yeah, almost 2 months now.
2 months. And how you feeling? How's it going? I mean, you're busy every week, right? You just keep on.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
we just keep going. I've been to New Mexico, but New Mexico is a hard state because DOT we didn't meet eye to eye out there. Let's just say that. So that was a tricky one.
I've actually
And,
heard that before.
Yeah. And I was kind of told about it before I went out there, but it was a weekend trip that we had time, and we took a weekend trip out that way. But yeah, and like Nathan said, New Jersey, that is just the worst of the worst. I hauled a car from Michigan Copart and to Jersey City, and the guy wanted me to take it to the Bronx. I said, no, this is as close as I can go to the city.
Oh yeah, no, forget that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no,
So,
yeah, that's man, seriously. Well, I was gonna ask you. You made me want to ask you. Have you found a sweet spot of distance that works good for you regarding, your schedule, ELD, lifestyle?
we were kind of just talking about this earlier, me and Dave were, because right now I'm on about a 1,200-mile run from North Carolina to, where am I going? We're going to Wisconsin, and
Oh, okay.
yep, and then so the 1,200 miles isn't bad, but I did a couple weeks of 800 miles, and I was able to get 3 deliveries in 1 week, and that makes for a pretty good week. But now, like I was telling Dave, but everything has to line up. Like last week, I was in North Carolina. It was going to be going to Chicago. He had 4 cars for me, and then he went to dispatch them to me, and the broker canceled them or something happened, and we were sitting there waiting. Somebody cleared house in Greensboro last week, so we were sitting waiting to find something else that was going to work out.
Right, and to me, that sounds like a dispatch problem because a dispatcher can. I have seen routes get cleared out, but it doesn't happen. It usually, and I'm not saying it's verifiably a dispatch problem. I'm just speaking about what I know is that if I see a route clear out, it's usually because I wasn't monitoring it close enough, because you can see the best cars begin to evaporate when you're watching all day long.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, so if that anchor load evaporates, you better keep an eye out. I mean, when your anchor car is gone. And because you refresh, you panic, you freak out, you curse, you refresh again. No, it's really gone.
Well, no, they were waiting on paperwork.
Oh,
the broker was waiting on paperwork or something, and then they disappeared.
Right. Well,
I don't know if it was a different.
That's
broker that
that's
somebody else has booked it.
that's actually a brokering problem, whereas maybe they were hedging their bets, just like you overbook a flight. Maybe they were actually talking to two carriers, or maybe they were actually trying to ride the line of whether they actually had the customer or not. So yeah, that's actually a different problem. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, there's many things that can happen. So, but you found that doing an 800-mile triangle, is that what you found that you kind of like? Was it the triangle that you did, or was it a back and forth?
Yeah, I went from Jersey to Michigan to North Carolina, and then
Back to Jersey.
Yeah, so it was kind of like a little triangle.
Yeah, triangles are actually, I'd say when I'm booking a 3 or 4 car for the week, I try to do a triangle.
Yeah.
Because a back and forth is good, but you don't have if you feel like you don't have as many options. If you do a triangle, you go to Michigan, you think you're going to go to North Carolina, and maybe something changes and now you're actually headed to Atlanta or Nashville, but you can kind of pivot easier. Where if you do a back and forth, there's not a whole lot of room to pivot.
Right, yeah, yep.
So, that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. So, you've been to, what's the furthest you've been? Is that New Mexico?
Yeah, New Mexico is probably the farthest out. Yeah.
But it was, there were pretty parts of the drive, right?
It was, let's see, because that was, pickup in Michigan, so yeah, it was 3-4 days. Yeah.
And so, have you had any bad breakdowns out there where you thought, oh God, thank God I'm not responsible for all this?
Well, the only thing that I've had, were, because I got a 2018 Ram, so, and a newer, it's not new, but a newer trailer. I had 2 belts on the front axle tires. They were busted belts. All at the same time. I unloaded 2 trucks, and I looked at the tires. Something happened from the truck stop to the drop location. I don't know what happened, but I learned the 10-ply tires are not the best tires to run on these trailers. So I've upgraded to 14-ply tires now. I think I like them better. But that's the only thing I've ran into so far.
Okay, good. So, but yeah, having your truck is new, right? So that makes a big difference.
Yep.
Which is something, that's a whole nother show. New versus used. And what year's the trailer?
The trailer is 2016.
All right. So it's not too bad.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, we picked up, coming out of New Mexico, we went to Kansas City, and we picked up a couple cars out there from a dealership, but from another transport company that broke down on the road. They dropped them there, and it was a big mess. They left the customer out of the picture. They didn't have a clue what was going on. Yeah. So then I deliver the cars, and you're like, wait a minute, what happened? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I just was just back there to pick them up.
Yeah, man. I'm just the driver, man. Yeah. I'm just the driver.
Yep.
Yep. What was I gonna? So how do you? You still have the truck, trailer, and insurance payments, right?
Correct. Yep.
Do you have any trouble making those payments?
I don't know. My wife is she's the financial.
She's the accountant. That's right.
She keeps us on track about that. But in the insurance, it pays. The company pays the insurance. Dave pays the insurance, and then but it comes out of my weekly
right
settlement.
out of the gross of your part of the deal. But still, I mean, it seems like even with those expenses and your percentage, you still, I mean, if someone said to you, because I'm sure you run into people, if they said, "Hey, man, should I start my own business or should I lease on? I'm new." What would you say?
I would definitely, if they don't have any experience, I would definitely tell them to lease on because of just the learning curve, and if you have expenses at home, I would say that I'm probably getting more of a steady income leased on than if I was to do it on my own, because you got to prove yourself for 6 months or something like that to get the better brokers. So
yeah. I mean, there's some definite pros and cons. Which is, I mean, it's interesting to analyze this, and it's interesting to talk about, to talk to you guys about this. So, because I'm approaching the 2.5 hour mark, before I let you go, is there anything that I should have asked you that, actually, I'm going to say this right now. This is a life skill. I don't know if it's a skill. It might be a life irritant. But something I always do when I'm talking to somebody and I've had a lengthy conversation, I'll try to say, is there anything I should have asked you or that you were thinking that might be helpful if you told me?
Nothing that I can think of right now, but I'm sure there's plenty more information out there.
All right, and do you, I guess what we'll do is, we'll just say I'll say this. If you have a question for Hotshot Dave or Ron, you can go to, Hotshot Dave has his own YouTube channel, which is actually where that's how I met Hotshot Dave. And that's actually how I've met a lot of folks, including Mark with Trucking Answers. Is that you can go to, let's see, I think the audio is going to kick in here. Have you seen my crazy, the transport guy video? I get this crazy video that when you go to autotransportintel.com, this crazy video of a customer arguing with a transporter pops up. You should check it out. It's pretty weird. Yeah, it is. It's a little parody I wrote. But yeah, you can go to Hotshot Dave's YouTube channel, and I know that I believe Dave has allowed me to put up the email address, david@dmtrucking.biz. david@dmtrucking.biz, okay? So if you have a question for... my own thing wouldn't let me put that up. That'd be crazy. Alright, well, edit david@dmtrucking.biz. I believe that's his email address. I don't know. Won't let me... Yeah, so david@dmtrucking.biz. Or you can email me. I'm Jay at autotransportintel, which is autotransportintel@gmail.com. Look at me. I suddenly went right into the wrap-up of the show, but I'm almost done. So listen, I want to thank you for coming on the show tonight, Ron. It's interesting to talk to you about that, you are leasing on right now and that you would recommend it. And I think that's really important information for people that come across this video.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool, man. Well, thank you. Enjoy your, enjoy your travels. Keep me posted. You can send me an email or whatever. Just let me know if there's an answer out there I can help with, or is there anything I can do. Let me know.
All right.
Okay, man. You take care.
You too.
All right. See ya. Bye. Okay, we have a surprise guest this evening. We are going to go ahead and talk to Paul. Let's do this, Paul. Let's see here. Jeez, my phone is sliding off the desk. What's up with that? Hey, there's a Smoky on your tail.
No, I hope not.
Amen to that. So,
Right.
what's going on? What's the summation here, Paul? What do you think?
Well, I mean, let's get this out. I mean, like, I agree with everything that's been said so far. Like, you know, you're totally on about the pros and cons of leasing. And it is a great deal, and you can learn a lot as a new carrier working with an experienced carrier. But it's not taking into consideration some of the new legal decisions that have been passed down.
Yeah, what are you talking about? What's this information you have?
Okay, well, for instance, there's been a recent Dynamex Operations West versus Superior Court of California decision in April that a lot of states seem to be siding with. It says that unanimously held that a worker is presumed to be an employee unless the hiring entity can establish all three of the following, and this is what they call the ABC model, and it's literally listed A, B, and C. And most of what we talked about tonight doesn't pass the A, which is that the worker is free from the control and direction of the hirer in connection with the performance of the work, both under the contract for the performance of such work. I mean, we could basically stop there because, you know, once you're leased on with a company, he is directly in control of your work and the performance of your work and so forth.
Paul, what's this case? Dynamex versus what?
The Superior Court of California, April 30th, 2018.
Okay, what's the name? Who's the plaintiff and who's the defendant? Dynamex versus...
California.
Oh, it's Dynamex versus the state of California?
Yeah.
Oh, how interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a federal... Is this
multiple states that seem to be following that decision.
Is it a federal case?
Well, I mean, the states
Superior
that
Court.
siding with this, it's come to the attention, and I think it was kind of interesting when you said that one of the brokers is now considering themselves a consultant earlier.
Right.
Because, I mean, kind of where the industry is going with this is that there's really only 3 boxes that you can fit in, and that would be as a carrier, a broker, or a consultant. And, you know, that doesn't, you know, with the new decisions, if you look at the new decisions, and want to follow that model, I mean, it's still possible to work with an experienced carrier, in my opinion, because you can work with them maybe as a consultant. But you need to pretty much establish yourself with your own authority.
Wow.
You might want to look into that going, you know, it's something to consider going forward because...
Now, wait, does this affect... I mean, this is beyond just auto transport, right? This is like global understanding of independent contractor, is that right?
Right, and yeah, that's been going on for years too, and, you know, industries like, let's say, the strip club industry, where we're considered independent contractors, and attorney firms say they have contracts they can stand behind that'll pass the test, but they always seem to lose in court. And it's just being reaffirmed, and you can still lease onto authority in most states, but you know, some states are starting to side with the fact that that makes you an employee, and basically you are at that point, if you think about it reasonably.
Okay, wow. I mean, well, I thought you had maybe an industry-specific can of worms, but you literally just unleashed the Borg onto us.
I mean, I think that's just some of the things I hear about, because I've been thinking about leasing onto my company also.
Wow.
So I just try to research, and I'm not an attorney or anything, obviously. I'm just a car hauler.
Well, I'm not either, but I have a distinct affinity for legal argument, presentation. I mean, the whole dynamic of plaintiff versus defendant, literally, you know, in our society, in our culture, our understanding of most things, I think is based upon legal argumentation and the conclusion or continuation of that argument.
Right.
I mean, that's really how the world works. And when we think of, I mean, everything ends with a lawyer. I mean,
Well, in the car hauling world, of course,
whether,
and you know,
right.
I mean, if you're in a closed car hauler, I like to say most of your attorneys or lawyers or their best friend is.
But I mean, and that's, you know, obviously an accident ends with a lawyer. That's pretty simple to follow. But even when we talked about a dealer doesn't sign on a lease return, that ends with a lawyer. Like literally, most things end with a lawyer.
I mean, if you look at the terms I use, it'll actually tell you that if you don't provide signature at time of pickup, then it's shipped as is. With, you know, that we do our bill of lading properly like we always would, but we can't be liable for that when you don't sign off on.
Well, I'm downloading the 85-page copy of Dynamex versus Superior Court of Los Angeles right now. So if anybody wants a copy, send me an email.
I mean, that's a lie, Jay. The quick summation from what I've heard is mostly that you end up fitting into 3 boxes. You're either a carrier, a broker, or a consultant.
Well, that's good because I'm a consultant.
Exactly, and there's nothing wrong with that model, and maybe it'll be better, but it just looks like, I guess, in the end result, when you get to brass tacks, is that some of these guys that are maybe currently leasing, in some states, might have to become their own, either have their own authority or maybe become employees. You'd either be an employee or, guys like yourself can do what you're doing also and provide a consulting service for new entrants that need that. But they have to handle their own authority, their own filings and all that, and be responsible for everything as a carrier.
Well, let me tell you something. This is one of the reasons why, not this, but the everything ending with lawyers is that's why I do not recommend that a dispatcher takes on the additional workload and risk of helping a carrier with MC authority, IFTA. I wouldn't do any of that. Why get into the legal waters when
maybe
it's
if you
not
establish, I don't know.
I wouldn't do that.
I mean, I have to research and see if you might talk to an attorney. He might tell you could be comfortable like forming a new doing business as name for a consulting firm, or if you need a whole new company for that. But yeah, you're exactly right. That'd be something to consider.
Well, I mean, and I mean everything I do is wrapped under an LLC. But I didn't do that for legal protection as much as, well, that gets into tax structure and just logical business practice. But I mean, as far as helping someone else within the foundations of their LLC, I wouldn't do that. I let them do that. It's their LLC. Why would you get in? This is fascinating, Paul. I'm really glad I called you.
I don't mind telling you. I mean, obviously, what I'm kind of telling you is how I handle it, and for my company as somebody that's, like I say, I've been recently thinking about leasing. So I research things, and this is something I have to consider going forward. That's kind of maybe the industry's changing in a sense. There's been a lot of people feel the precedence is shifting towards the argument I'm making that there really is no independent contractor model as an employee kind of situation where he's under the direction.
I wonder, is there a video that'll explain in layman's terms the impact of this case? I don't see anything on YouTube.
No, I mean, I'm kind of explaining it a little bit.
Well, you are, but I mean,
I'm trying, at least, and like I said, I'm just a car hauler myself, so.
This is really, this is pretty interesting stuff.
You might find some stuff on it. It's fairly new, though.
Well, but Paul, why don't you finish diving in and make a video?
Right. Well, I don't have the research study. Hopefully somebody will come out with that. I've heard, some things around in private
That's
private
fascinating.
rooms. I've attended a webinar with that about it and such. But
Ooh, a webinar would be good.
their legal information per se.
Yeah, no, a webinar's a really good idea. Jay always looked for a way to explain that, and you just didn't have the time for me. Oh,
Well,
really?
you know me though.
Except for a way to explain
I try
that.
to know things when I hear it, and I've heard a very good argument
you just
for
did.
everything I'm telling you, and it makes sense. When sometimes the truth makes sense when you hear it, and it does. It does
Thanks,
seem like the
Edward.
precedent is shifting less towards the lease model and more towards the carrier model and broker, art consultant.
Yeah, it's interesting. This is kind of blowing my mind at the moment. I didn't expect this. I didn't know what you were talking about. And I mean,
Well, I thought it was kind of
crazy.
odd, like I say, when you said the broker is not a consultant. Because if you think about UShip and other brokerage sites, they kind of are. They're not necessarily brokers all the time, with the load boards, and they are kind of more consultants, are allowing a place for brokers and carriers to meet, but they're really not a part of that. It's like, how do you categorize them? And they do fit in maybe a consultant category. So it was kind of I was shocked to see where that seems to be occurring. You kind of provided an example of that at the beginning of the show. But
wow.
I do like the lease. The lease thing for a new carrier is a great situation. Like, going back to everything the show's talked about, I agree with everything. But is it fully legal? Maybe in your state currently, maybe not. And will Progressive at some point continue to insure that business model? That would be what I would be watching, and I don't know the answer to that. But certainly, if everything I'm saying is relevant, then I would think Progressive would start to follow that model too. So it might be something to pay attention to going forward. I just wanted to bring that up.
Right, maybe, maybe if you don't have a lawyer that you can ask about this, maybe talking to your insurance company might be a way to get some legal. Because obviously, that's the thing. Whenever you hear something like this, then the question is, well, how do I get legal advice that I can rely on without actually tapping into a lawyer, right?
Well, think about it this way too. It doesn't really cut everything off. It's not like a dead end road to how to get new carriers into a company and have all the advantages that were listed in the pros. But it might have to happen as an employee example where, maybe they write different contracts. But it might be as an employee of the company, and if not an employee, you're more of in a consultant role where you're not intermingling those liabilities. Especially now, car haulers have a lot of liability, so it's something you want to pay attention to.
Wow. Fascinating, man. Really mind-blowing stuff. That is awesome. What an awesome way to end this show, dude.
I know. Well, it's boring legal stuff, but at least it put a bug in some people's ears that maybe they can research it for themselves, or it'll be something they can speak to maybe an attorney about.
Well,
consider in the future.
And I'll tell you what, boring legal stuff. While we try to get through life without, let's see, what is it? Highway carrier safety. We try to get through this game of life without boring legal stuff, and once we want to become a car hauler, we find out that we can't do that anymore either, right?
Right.
Because
you don't just go around picking up people's property and expect to not do some legal stuff.
hey man, the FMCSA, here I'm going right to it right now, the Motor Carrier's Guide to Improving Highway Safety. If you don't like boring legal stuff, beware of transport, because I got a 162-page PDF for you to read.
Right. Well,
right?
I agree. I believe it was Nathan, the new carrier, said it earlier. I agree 100%. That those guys at the DOT, I believe they call them the customer something department. But when you talk to them, they really know their regulations, and they kind of can spit it right out in layman's terms. So.
Right, but they don't. But they expect you to be able to. You know, that's always what's interesting. If you run into, you know, a DOT officer and he says, well, you know, you should have realized 138.191 of the 49 CFR 1 Part 120. I mean, he expects you. I mean, it's crazy.
And you know the crazy part about that is sometimes they spit it out just exactly as you said it.
I know.
It could be something you might know everything about exactly what the man just said.
Right.
But you didn't know it was a 452D-3. You thought it was something else. You called it something else.
Right. I call it. Right, I call it personal conveyance. He calls it 395.841A.
Right, exactly.
Oh man, it's such a
I
game.
would probably, you know what? I might just ask him at that point, for the sake of time, that we just agree to communicate in some term that we both, so I don't have to sit there and like read the regulations every time he speaks.
Well, and that's funny because when opposing lawyers meet, one of the things that they do is agree on ground rules. So maybe you could say that to the DOT. I know you just pulled me off. I know you just pulled me over, officer, but I want to state, what are the ground rules moving forward? Are we going to go by code numbers, or are we going to go by English language? Because I'm ready.
Right. And speaking of all this stuff, since you do have new carriers that watch your show, I always recommend getting some kind of pre-pass so you don't end up talking to them as often.
Oh man, isn't that the truth? You know what? It's so true. Like, who sells those pre-passes? Is that...
I use the Drive
Live pre-pass.
Wise, like Wazy or what?
Wise. That's the one I was trying to think of.
That
Drive.
was pretty easy.
Is that the? I think. Well, then there's pre-pass. Well, how is pre-pass motion different from drive-wise? Okay, so there's two different ones: pre-pass and drive-wise, right?
Yeah, they have different contracts, and
Okay.
if you run unlimited miles and pay a lot of tolls, you might be better off with the pre-pass package. But if you avoid tolls and run certain routes drive-wise, probably is cheaper and a better option.
I like how prepass.com isn't afraid of posting an article of pre-pass versus drive-wise, assuming it's objective, but that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, but then you're taking on a transponder.
Ooh, a transponder.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got a transponder, and it works whether you do or not. It's just a little different.
Interesting.
And for guys that don't like ELDs because it invades their privacy, I mean, you got to remember the transponder hits all over the place. Whereas DriveWise is just an app that I don't know, it must work on a GPS or something. I don't know how that thing works.
So pre-pass is kind of more Big Brother.
Possibly, but I mean, if you're going to be a carrier, you should be prepared for that. And if you run unlimited miles, I mean, pre-pass is probably the way to go.
What's the difference? We're all going to be juiced up to the Matrix in about a year, right?
Well, you know, have you seen 5G
Don't get me
internet,
started.
Jay?
What?
Have you seen the 5G internet and what that actually does and how it changes the way things work? You know, the new technology that's coming cellular.
5G, is that after they do? Is that after we get rid of net neutrality and I get slower internet because they don't like me? Is that the deal?
Well, you know, it's not really that. It's more like a mini Matrix.
Okay, that's what I was saying.
Right.
Kind of, but.
Well, you know, up until this day, everything's been about throughput. You know, from getting data from point A to point B. You know, how much data can I move from A to B, kind of like freight. And now,
right.
The new network's actually going to form everything. All the electronics are going to start talking to each other and form a grid, basically.
Oh no! Here we go. Here come the robots. Here come the autonomous trucks.
Well, some of that, yeah.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of that kind of stuff, you know.
Hey.
Even your toaster and things are going to have.
Oh, well, I love that movie where he hooks up the electricity and the house goes crazy.
Right.
So if anybody has a question for you, Paul, can they get a hold of you? Now
Sure. I mean, they're welcome to call me. at 919-520-1482.
What's your email address? I like email because that way, you know, you're not.
Max Auto Hauler.
Yeah, all right, let's do that. MaxAutoHauler at
Email.
gmail.com. All right,
Like
cool.
motorcycle and car shipping.
Motorcycle and car shipping. That's cool, Max.
Yep.
That's a good anagram, soldier.
Thank you.
Hey. So.
Have you seen my new trailer?
Oh, I did. It's nice. You know, you sent me a bunch of pictures, and I didn't. Man, I couldn't get through them. And it looks like some great stuff. Beautiful cars and stuff. But I like your new trailer. What's the make and model on that thing?
Well, I don't really pay attention to that. I just think of them in two categories. They're either from Indiana or from Georgia.
But
This one's from Georgia.
All right, what's the length on it?
28 feet with a 10,000 pound gross vehicle weight.
All right, 28-foot enclosed trailer. That's essentially yours is white, right? And
Yeah, that's the max my truck's rated for. So it gives me about 5,800 pounds of cargo with 28 feet of room. So it's either two small cars or a car in like a Campana three-wheeler, or a car in 3 or 4 bikes. Or I'll have to figure out how many bikes I can actually get in with a car.
Did yours have a side compartment opening as well?
No.
No, okay, just the back.
Right.
Okay.
And I handle that with little pieces of carpet that I don't carpet my trailer. I got to keep the weight off my trailer because I don't have much capacity weight.
Okay.
But I use little bits of carpet and place them if I need them.
That sounds cool, man. That's awesome. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm waiting on. It's going to take 3 weeks to get everything going again, but I'm looking forward to getting back on the road.
Yeah, man. That's where you belong, right?
I think so.
Yeah, man.
I was hoping you showed my picture. You showed some of Surge's pictures last time I was on, so I was like,
Well, you know what?
Sure you get some of mine. I haul some really good cars.
And
too.
I want to, but I didn't have time to download everything.
That's okay.
I know. You got some great pictures on there, man.
Oh yeah, I hauled the January.
Let's see if I can do this.
The cover car for Auto Buy magazine, for instance.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that's probably my best car. It was a Superbird.
Let me try. I'm going to see if I can. Let's see here. We'll take a couple more minutes. I'm going to try and pull up a few photos that you sent me. That was was that in private messenger?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I give a shout out?
Yeah, please.
All right, I want to shout out to Ernest Dandridge, who he kind of helps me a lot, and he has a company called Dandridge Trailer Services, Dandridge Design, up in Northern Virginia. And if anybody ever needs help with a trailer, he's a great guy to call. He's a wealth of information, especially on enclosed haulers. So if anybody needs help with like getting into that side and wants to buy something and maybe build it, maybe talk to Ernest Dandridge.
And you know that it's on my radar to talk to him.
Yeah, that's going to be a great show if it happens.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Me too. I hope he agrees to come on the show because he's a wealth of information and definitely gets his photographs.
So we're seeing some photos here of you in the trailer, and you like to do motorcycles, don't you?
They make money. There's one sitting, I don't know if anybody picked it up today, but there's one sitting on the enclosed board from Central for $1 a mile from Charlotte to Dallas. I mean, that's a pretty good start on a load in a little trailer like mine.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that little like Indy race car you've got there.
Yeah, it was a Formula car going to VIR. Those were great guys.
That's pretty awesome.
Audi R8.
That doesn't look easy to load, man.
That's Alan Wagner's Porsche. He's a great guy, one of my clients. And I see scrolling through back when I started on the tow dolly. I mean, I don't mean to dissuade anyone from like trying to get into truck and bringing up all the legal stuff like I did.
Yeah, man, what a buzzkill.
I'm sorry. It is a great. I love it. You know, obviously I do it. I love what I do.
Of course.
And
you do.
it's a great.
That's
great profession to be in. You know, $670 billion a year gets moved in this country. So
it is
out
pretty
there for
amazing.
those who want to take it and work hard.
There's your trailer. I just pulled it up. So you got the 28-foot enclosed white trailer.
Right. The old trailer where these pictures are coming from is only 24, and I still for new guys that want figures. I mean, I can get close. I did it about 58,000 in gross in the first 6 months. That's getting out the gate.
Wow.
You know, trying to book my first load, not really knowing what I'm doing, trying to make sure I can, so it takes a little while, but I still manage just under 60 grand, like almost 10,000 a month with the new authority, and I spent at least about 30,000 in expenses. So I did run profitable.
I think you're gonna get some emails.
Right.
You throw numbers out there like that. By the way, this would be my channel. You know what? If you want if you want me to send you some of these business cards, if you can help spread the word, Paul, I'll send you some business cards. Actually, you're gonna get some business cards in your VIP package, aren't you?
Yeah, and I'm gonna get that to you. Like I said, I need either like net pay or quick pay options.
That's cool, man. No, take your time. I'm taking my time.
I support you, and
I appreciate that.
I do want to support Ernest. He helps me a great deal, and really helped me set me straight on the future of my company as I try to grow into larger haulers and get into Class 8 trucks. And I hope he does come on this show, but if not,
cool.
I'm always here to help share the information I get. So
I hope he comes on here too. I need to talk to him. I literally just finished editing. I think it was this morning. I finished editing top 5 car hauling load boards. I've got other video that I need to finish editing. And every time I do an interview, it feels like it backs me up a little. That's why I haven't called him.
Right.
Because I want to do it right.
You might try him on Monday.
Okay. All right, I'll make a note. I'll check in with him on Monday. If you talk to him, let him know I'm going to call him because I really do want to talk to him. So.
Right, and I know you guys mostly do open hauls, but for the guys interested in getting into enclosed and maybe they have their CDL and they're thinking about buying like a 53-foot single drop deck Kentucky trailer and ramp loading to get started, but not because it's hard to go down and just spend 200 grand on a liftgate hauler. I know they're nice. But it is possible to spend 20, 25 grand on a reconditioned trailer and take it to someone like Dandridge Design and turn it into a 6-car hauler in 3 to 4 weeks and you're in it for maybe for less than $50,000 truck with the truck ready to go, ramp loading. So he's a good guy to know in that regard if you want to get into enclosed hauling.
Does he have a website?
He might.
I wonder if it's designbasics.com. No. Oh, that's a house. I'd be happy to. Is he in Tennessee?
No, he's in Northern Virginia, near
Right.
Fairfax, I believe, or Vienna.
Okay, yeah, I'm not finding it, so I'll have to try and get that information from him. So,
He also probably has the world's largest car hauler photograph collection. It's like
I gotta see that. That sounds awesome. Just that. I mean, I gotta see what that looks like. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I told everybody. I said it, and I did it. We are at a 2+ hour long show. We're coming up on 3 hours, which I think I shouldn't do. So, without further ado, Paul, I'm going to let you go, and I want to thank you for coming on the show tonight and sharing this information with us. It was pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah, I always enjoy watching your show, and I appreciate you letting me come on.
Thank you for that.
I've got a trailer to build, and I got call FMCSA and Progressive and all these other people and get my new company set up. So,
Dude,
I do appreciate it, Jay, and thanks for your time.
you're like the reporter out on the street. This is Paul reporting for Auto Transport Intel. So keep it going, man. It's awesome. I appreciate it. I really do.
All right. Oh, and you should always think about, I think, J.J. Keller. Everyone talks about compliance and who to get help with.
Yeah.
And you know how all these people kind of like predatory call the new people when they file for their DOT?
Right, I've heard.
Right. If they need help, I would think, personally, I would go right to J.J. Keller. Because they'll always keep you straight, right?
That's pretty cool. Okay, so there's jjkeller.com. They got an 800 number. Sure. Yeah, give them a call.
And remind everybody, because I know this happened to me. When I filed for my authority, they kept telling me if I paid $60, they could give me my certificate in an email. For instance, if you just ask the DOT to email it to you, they'll send it to you for free. Like there's so much predatory stuff when you come in this game.
Totally.
Things like that, people just trying to get you to pay $60 for something you could just ask for and they'll do for free.
Absolutely.
So always make sure when you're starting all this to talk to the FMCSA directly, and they tend to kind of keep you straight.
Well, and I saw in the comments earlier somebody said that they had no problems talking to the FMCSA, so I think that's really good advice. Rather than replying to some marketing that's going to cost you money you don't need to spend, just go ahead and call the FMCSA directly.
Right.
And get the answer.
If you do need help, go to someone credible like J.J. Keller.
Or J.J.
They
Keller.
print the Green Book and all that. I mean, they're good. If I call anybody, it's probably them.
That's awesome, man. That's really good advice, dude. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks for sharing that.
Not a problem.
Cool,
All right,
man.
Well, I'll let you go. Thanks for everything.
Thank you so much. Thanks, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, take care.
All right, bye. Oh, wow. Man, I mean, what's amazing is when I do the show, I never know exactly what's going to happen. I mean, I set up the show plan and I create the thumbnail and an idea for the show and set up the interviews, but then it turns into so much more, and it's hard to believe it's been 3 hours. I've been sitting here for 3 hours talking, which, I don't know. But I mean, I want to thank you for sticking around, joining me again on this journey on another Tuesday night. It's pretty interesting and hopefully helpful and entertaining. And I appreciate you guys coming in every week, spending this time with me. I look forward to Tuesday nights. I'm going to continue doing it every Tuesday night. The show is here to stay. And so you can email me, autotransportintel@gmail.com. I ask you to please like the show, please share the show, and please comment below. And that goes for if every episode you watch, give it a like, give it a comment, whatever you can do. And if you need a consultation, you can get a hold of me. I'm interested in helping, with the community and educate. I am in need of, if I do something significant for you, hopefully you can help out the channel. So I appreciate any help I get. And I've got more merchandise coming. I'm going to make some more t-shirts and stuff like that. So, and if you want some business cards, if you want to help me spread the message, that is the Auto Transport Intel business card. And it's brand new. So, listen, guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm going to crank up the car hauler, and then I'm going to get out of here, and I will be back next Tuesday night. Send me an email. Find me on Facebook. Let me know what you think we should do next. I don't know what we're doing next, but, I'm not worried about it because it'll be Tuesday night, and we'll do it all over again. So thank you guys so much. Have a good night. Here comes the car hauler, and you guys take care. See ya.